guys, listen, like, comment, share, subscribe. Indiana misses. Kate Cunningham gets the ball. Pistons are going. Tip-off just happened. Man, I can't wait to see this team in action, man. Going for the franchise record, 13. Franchise record, 13 in a row. To tie it tonight, the Pistons can do it against their long-standing rivals, the Indiana Pacers. Can't write a better story than this. Duran quickly gets a bucket. Thought that was an and one. He's going to have to be big for me. He's going to have to be big in this game. Isaiah Jackson brings it up. No good. Miss. Pistons are on the run again. Looking to play fast. And it's Cade finding Duran for the flush. He's got a quick floor. Jalen Duran for the Indiana Pacers. 2. As always, again, look, I'm Chris Platte, a.k.a. Platte Pods. Kool-Aid will be here on. Brendan is here. No audio from me? All right, here, let's try the handheld mic. Let's try that. Sorry, chat. All right. Are we getting audio here? We getting audio here? We good? All right, sorry about that, chat. Sorry about that. We had to get the stream set up quickly for the game. But here we are, Pistons versus the Pacers. All tied up at 4. Tip-off happened just about a minute, 45 seconds ago. Kate Cunningham dribbles into a 3. It is off. Jalen Duran has all 4 of the Pistons' points so far as they look to make their franchise-tying 13-game win streak happen for the 3rd time. And this has been a great story, the best story in the NBA. And, look, the Pacers are not a great team in standing-wise, but they do have some players. Pascal Siakam, Andrew Nembhard, Benedict Mathurin is back for them. Pascal, speaking of, just missed a shot. Cade, the rebound, gives it to Asar. Asar pushing it up. Pistons are playing fast right now. Pistons are playing really fast and aggressive. You love to see it. Who is your big player of the game? Who has to have a big game for you? Who are you looking to have a big game? Because that is going to be what determines who wins this game. Nembhard with the strong finish, and the Indiana Pacers are up 6-4. Once again, I'm Chris Platte, a.k.a. Platte Paz. Kool-Aid will be with me shortly. And then, of course, we have Brendan, who's in the sound booth, making sure everything works. And once we're good in there, you can come out. You're good.
Yeah, I think we're good.
So, yeah, you can come out and join the crew. And then Jeff will be here as well shortly. Man, this Piston team. Get to kick my feet off. Shout out Massage Chair House. This is my first time actually sitting in this thing. And I'm going to also get the stream up on my laptop here to make sure I have the chat intact. This one isn't? All right, that's fine. Here. We can have Kool-Aid mess around with it when he gets here, try to figure that out. For now, we will rock with this one. Shout out to everybody for tapping in, man. Greatly, greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, please like, comment, share, subscribe. Do all of that stuff. And the Pacers are up 10-8. Cade with the ball. Man, I'm expecting big things from Cade. Cade's on a streak of his own. The Pistons are on a streak, but so is Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham is on a streak of 25-10 games consecutively. Duncan Robinson, wow, what a shot from Duncan Robinson. He has been just getting better and better each game, man. He had a rough start, but he has been good. Shout out the chat. I have the chat up. John F. and Ward, we want the smoke. Gotta have the smoke. Yes, sir. Look, I feel good about the Pistons in this matchup. I mean, how can you not? Pistons are the hottest team in the NBA, and Indiana is near the bottom. Asar gets an easy dunk off a great screen by Duncan Robinson. Are they calling that back? Doesn't look like they're calling that back. Looks like that is a timeout. So Pistons lead at 13-10. Kool-Aid in the building. Everybody listen, man. Smash that like button because this is history. You are witnessing history right now. The Pistons are going for the franchise record. They want to tie it tonight with a win over Indiana. Pistons are up. They got the old horse logo. Good omen. I like to see that. City jerseys out, man. I'm feeling good. The vibes are high. Can't wait to get Kool-Aid on the mic to give his thoughts. But, man, we are gonna be giving you great Pistons content like this all season. So, please smash the like button. Help us help us get this out there to all the Pistons fans that want to see dope Pistons content. And, man, this has been an incredible start. Duran looks aggressive. Oh, man, Kool-Aid's in the building. Cade looks aggressive. He's getting rebounds. He's getting active early. Let's go ahead and make sure our levels are good. See if we can figure out this mic. We're having issues with this mic right here. It's not going. So we'll have to look into that. If not, we'll have to just pass it. Do we have a second handheld?
No.
So, yeah. We will figure that out. Thank you, chat, for sticking with us. Let's see here. Time to make like a Donkey Kong. Let's see how high I can get. Shout out Rando Smalls in the chat. Man, this is dope. Cannot hear you, Chris. Sound like you're far away. I think that's sounding good. I don't see anybody else. In there saying that. Oh yeah, for sure. Once I give you a chance to kind of give your breakdown, I'll hop off. But for now, I'm gonna let you do your thing, man. Because Kool-Aid, I can't wait, man. We're talking history tonight. We're talking potential history tonight. Let's not go too far with it. You still got to win the game. But so far, man, the Pistons are looking good, and I'm feeling good, man. How can you not? Best story in the NBA. I go to all my NBA news feeds, nationwide, and they're all talking Pistons, man. How dope is that? But there's nowhere giving you the best ins and outs of Detroit Pistons content other than right here at Woodward Sports. Brendan, I'll give you the mic real quick. Who are you looking for in this game to be a big impact? Who's the guy that you're betting on? If the Pistons win, it's because this player had a great game.
I honestly think Jalen Duran. I think Jalen Duran needs to have a big game. He's been so dominant, and I mean when he's having a big game, it's just he can't really be stopped. I mean when he's shooting well, nobody can stop him. I mean it's just he's besides Cade Cunningham, he is the one guy that I feel can just flip a game. And I'm looking for a big game out of him tonight, for sure. What about you? What about you, Phil?
See, for me, I like that. I like that starts with Cade, but I want to see. I think if Ivy has a great game, I think the Pistons win because I think he's the guy that had a good game. He had a good game, but I'm looking to see him kind of shake that rust off a little bit more, see a little bit more progression. You could say the same with Tobias and Asar, but, I mean, none of them were bad in last game, to be honest with you. But I want to see the guys that are kind of coming back from injury kind of get into shape more. That's what I'm looking for the most. Kay gets to switch on Nembhard. Absolutely cooks them for the post fade. A little bit of a dream shake.
Wow.
A little bit of a dream shake. Maybe more like a Kobe because it was a post fade, not a hook, But that shoulder shake was very clean by Cade Cunningham. And the Pistons are up 17-10. Ben Shepherd takes it baseline, finds Benedict Mather, blows the layup. Somebody said, man, Ivy's first two games back are against Cole Anthony and Benedict Mather, and that's tough. That's very tough. Tobias in the corner for a three. What, this one? Okay. Cade brings the ball up 20-12. Cade just lobs it up there. Oh, looked like Duran just wasn't ready for it, to be honest with you. That's one you got to put through if you're Duran. Nembhard for three, and it's through. 5-point game. Pistons lead and have the ball. We're looking at a game where the pace slowed down drastically. Cade, did he get called for the charge there? Did they call him for the charge there? Just because Nembhard's small. Man, I feel like Nembhard fell on his own, to be honest with you. But look at this shake one more time. Beautiful. Beautiful move. Beautiful move. Kool-Aid is here. Kool-Aid, you ready to spit some game, drop some knowledge on the Pistons?
Hey, that's what this is about. Let's do it. That's what this is all about, man. Oh, boy. 2015. Shout out to the Pistons, man. Shout out to the good folks that are the name sponsor for the Detroit Pistons home arena.
Yep.
Good people, good fine people up there at the establishment up here on Woodward.
Yes.
I told them I'd make sure we shout them out. So
Yeah, absolutely.
definitely. That's about as much as we can because, you know.
Yeah. Yep. Company.
Shout out buddies.
Shout out, buddy.
What do you think of this court for the Pacers?
I like it.
I was about to say I actually kind of like it.
Getting used
It's
to
decent.
Were we able to experiment with this mic a little bit? Here, let's see. We'll try to figure that out. But I like it, man. I like it a lot.
But what up, though, people? You already know it's your boy, Brandon Dent, a.k.a. Detroit Kool-Aid. It's always dope to be here. Is Jeff, I think Jeff is going to be here, too. Hey, dope, man. So we're going to have the whole squad here tonight. Whole squad. Hometown, South Bend, Indiana, Jaden Ivey. That's interesting they call it that. I know that's one of the places he grew up. I think he claims Detroit, though, a little bit more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would too.
Jaden Ivey.
DJ McConnell out there.
But I like your pick, Jalen Duren, as a player that you want to see if it's not Cade or other than Cade.
Yeah.
It's got to be those two guys that are leading it, and that's where I'm looking for, beyond those two players, I'm looking for this depth. I'm looking for the players that have continued to make the differences, like Duncan Robinson being reliable outside three-point shooter. You know, it's been crucial. You talking about in the past, you know, even this season when they've struggled with their first quarter woes, it's been because Duncan Robinson hasn't been hitting his shots. When he's hitting those shots, it looks like this is a well-oiled machine in those first quarters. And we know that this is just a notion of get it to the third quarter and Cade just turns into something different. And then obviously the Pistons, they posted as well. Who's leading the league in fourth quarter scoring? That's Cade Cunningham, 10.8 points per game. So when we can see these other players like Duncan Robinson, I want to see Dennis Jenkins. Even though his stats are going to go down, his efficiency and his effectiveness while he's out there on the court needs to stay up. You know, Sar Thompson. So I want to see those other guys, your Isaiah Stewarts and such. I want to see those other guys continue to be what they've been all season. In addition to, like you said, you know, Cade and Duren. Those are the ones. So definitely. And there's Platte's favorite player, Karis LeVert.
All I'm gonna say is this, and I'm tossing the mic back to Kool-Aid. JB said everybody gets first half minutes, so let's see how second half goes.
Hey, and you know what? I've noticed. Shout out to Vinny Goodwill too, who he started at. I know he did some time at Detroit News, Yahoo Sports for a very, very long time. One of our national reporters, putting on for Detroit authentically too. Authentically, like he wears the clothes he want to wear. He uses the vernacular he wants to use, while still representing in a professional way. And you know what? Now he's on the ESPN stage for the Detroit Pistons. So he joins Eric Woodyard as hometown people who are able to represent and cover the Detroit Pistons or their hometown Detroit Lions in Eric Woodyard's case. But he put out an article today, and it was interesting. It was in their series that was called Contenders Questions, which is awesome. Like our Pistons are now being grouped in with finals contenders. Like what are the top questions facing our top contenders? Do you know what it was for one of them for Detroit that he posed? How are they going to fit things? How are they going to keep what they've already developed now that people are getting healthy? Now that you have Ivy back for the first time this season, now that you have Tobias Harris, who missed a large chunk of the season, it really seemed like the team this year got going after Tobias Harris kind of got injured this year. So it's like, how do you fit these guys all in? Do you actually go that deep into the rotation? These are things that we were kicking around and pondering already to start the season. I was like, well, and then we were like, well, when Ivy gets back in it, what's this rotation going to be? And what did JB do? He played everybody. Yeah. So that's going to be an interesting thing to see because, you know, when you get to the playoffs, that rotation, it shrinks. Minutes, they get a little bit, you know, longer for the top 8 to maybe 9 in the rotation. And that's where I'm looking forward to seeing how he absolutely kind of handles the depth and the returning players and manages that kind of core 8 to 9 rotation players.
I think that's well said. I think you're right. I think that is going to be the thing that defines the Pistons is can JB Bickerstaff continue to do what he's done so well, which is put players in the perfect positions to succeed. You see Karis LeVert with the three. It is off rebound Ron Holland, but there is a whistle on the floor. Looks like it's going against the Pacers, against whoever was guarding Isaiah Stewart at the time. Looks like Huff. Shout out Huff. I actually kind of like him as a prospect. But this Pistons team, yeah, you're right, is as that rotation changes, is that locker room going to, be an issue? Is everybody going to be able to still have that same rhythm and flow? Because some of it isn't so much just, people upset about their playing times and such, but some of it is just that, man, I can't get in a rhythm if I don't start the game. I can't get in a rhythm if I don't get 4 minutes in a row. Like, some players are just so, routine-oriented. A lot of these basketball players are. I mean, you think about the regimens they have off-field, Kool-Aid, and how they wake up at a certain time. They eat this breakfast. They do this. They do that. So that will be something that this Piston team will have to see is can this depth continue to thrive, or will kind of, normal routines and such become an issue for some of these players? And if it does, that may lead to them falling out the rotation. That might not mean they're the worst player on this team. That might just mean that they can't fit the role that is now being asked of them.
Yeah. And that's where this team is very, very unique, and why I believe a lot of people now are starting to look and say, you know what? This Pistons team might be a whole lot more serious than any of us thought, even the most hardened. When you're looking at the situation now, you're like, yo, the depth that they have. What up, though, Jeff? Too much green going on in here, man. Too much green. I'm uncomfortable. Go blue. But anyway, go Pistons. But too much green. Hey, it's okay. It's how do you make green? It's blue and yellow. Yeah. But blue and yellow did something good. He said finally blue and yellow did something good. Oh, I'm chilling right now. Yeah, appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. But I don't know, man. When you look at these guys, they don't really need plays run for them. A lot of the depth pieces that we've been able to utilize, we've been talking about it. They're going to have to get theirs by being nasty boys, by going and getting the steals, getting out in transition. And as long as they keep that energy up, I think that's how they buy themselves at least their stats. Their minutes are going to get cut into. Like Jaden Ivey's on minute restrictions. Somebody's losing a lot of minutes when he starts to turn back up. Because we already saw 10 points in 15 minutes, and it was 4 of 6 from the field. And he already started off tonight. I think first shot was a make. Was that his first shot? Yeah. I believe that was his first shot, and it was a make, man. A floater off the right side. Y'all know how I like my ISOs from the right side. Just go. Jaden Ivey just went, bro. And that's my thing. It's like, if these other players, when you look at what they did the other night when they played all 13, Javonte Green, all these guys, you had a bevy of players who were between 2 and 7 points in a few minutes apiece. But they were getting theirs off what? Javonte Green was just fast, bro. He had a flurry of 5 points at one point in time? Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. If they can continue to do that, they'll at least be a part of the solution or a part of the winning. And I do believe the more we have those guys in, you never know which one's going to be the one to go off, because earlier in that game, it wasn't Javonte Green. But then in a key stretch during the end of the second quarter, or either, I think it was him during the third quarter, where he kind of got busy. You know what I mean? Hit the 3, hit the 2, he's playing great defense, diving on the floor. It's so you never know who's going to go off. Sometimes it might be Ron Holland. I'm really hoping to see him have one of those type bounce-back games. And another thing, I'm going to say this again, Dennis Jenkins, still part of the regular rotation. Out there right now as a part of the backup backcourt rotation of Jaden Ivey and Dennis Jenkins right now. So, Rick Carlisle, he's one of the coaches I respect in the league. I heard he's been known to be a little bit of a stiff person. Mm-hmm. But basketball-wise, you cannot question him. You can't question him.
I want to ask you a question, Kool-Aid. So, when you talk about that rotation and JB Bickerstaff kind of saying, hey, we're going to go with 12. We're going to let these guys play. They've earned it. You talk about as the season goes on, potentially wearing down that rotation. How quick do you expect to see some of those players kind of change? Because right now, I mean, you could definitely say, hey, it ain't broke, don't fix it. You're winning every game. You're on a win streak here. Damn, tough miss. Yep, shout out Jar, shout out Loom, shout out Gold Crown. But Ivy smoked that layup. And I wonder how many games is it? Like, if you had to just kind of use an educated guess, covering the team, being around the team, would you say, like, in 5 games we're not rolling out 12, we're rolling out maybe 10, or is it 10 games where that number cuts to 10? Like, when does that number kind of start to cut to you?
Man, that's a really good question, because part of me is like, oh, what a steal. Who got that? Was that Holland? Oh, man, Ivy smoked another one courtesy of Gold Crown. It's those legs. He'll get it back soon enough. He'll get it back. And Indiana hits a three-pointer. Cut the lead to just 2. Pistons lead 30-28 with 140 left. But I want to believe that, he's going to – oh, dog, man. They just called an offensive foul on the charge. Isaiah Stewart's trying to set a charge. I think whoever he was setting it on, I think, sold it just a little bit. But it is what it is. Pistons are going to have a reputation of being physical. It is what it is. I don't know why T.J. McConnell just touched J.B. Bickerstaff. Do you see him looking at him? Like, why did he touch him like that? Dog, wait. What just happened? Platte, bro. Hold on. What just happened, dog? Someone, Travis, clip that, bro. Yeah. Like, text Trav to find that, dog. What the fuck was that?
I think TJ is a dog, but I think he's going to find something out. I think he's going to find something out.
But, yeah, JB has said, though, these guys have earned the minutes. They deserve to be out there on the court, and he's going to find the minutes for them as long as they're continuing to produce. Their whole theme this year is together all the time. So I believe that he's going to at least give this as much of a chance as he can. Dog, they're yelling at each other now, him and Carlisle. What the frick happened, bro?
I have no clue.
What just happened?
That was crazy.
That was crazy. Like, why did T.J. McConnell just straight touch J.B. Bickerstaff's shoulder and push him down? Like, but, Jay, it's going to be interesting to see. Tonight, they got, what, Javante in there. Javante, Stu, Dennis, Jaden. Oh, my gosh, another turnover.
Another one.
And Indiana takes a lead, 32-30. 1 minute left in the first quarter. 22-10 run in the last 4 minutes and 40 seconds, bro. 22, what? Jay and Ivy for 3. 33-32.
Come back. The layup's not there.
Yeah.
But the 3 points come back.
Golly. The Pistons, they got it. Yeah, definitely glad Jay and Ivy's back. It was cool to see the little feature they did. Featured his mom's comments and everything, but good block by Isaiah Stewart. What a block. Let's go. Jay and Ivy got the dunk. Yeah, his legs aren't. They're not all the way back. He's not.
Yeah, he didn't take off.
That wasn't. Yeah. Shout out to our guy Chauncey Billups. But I look like a Chauncey Billups dunk. Tell me it didn't, dog.
I very much did.
$5 million, dog. I mean, at least he's out for now. He pled not guilty. I mean, it's Pistons news. Sheesh. That's crazy still. All right, Pistons end the first quarter up 35-32. Sloppy to end the first.
What do you think of Ivy so far?
This is a quarter where he realistically could have and probably should have 10 points right now.
Yeah.
I like it, though. That activity, no one's stopping him from getting wherever he wants to go. Mm-hmm. Now it's just a matter of him putting it together at the rim.
Wow.
That was Dennis who got that block?
Yeah. That was crazy.
That was my Chauncey Billups dunk.
Chauncey Billups dunk, for sure. For sure.
But yeah. Yeah.
Real smooth.
What up, John?
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. No, you're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. You ready?
What for what?
Okay. I just didn't want to make sure you were like, while you were eating and stuff. I didn't want to hand you the mic while you were,
I can do it all, man.
All right. All right, man. What do you think?
Multitasking. You know what? Very excited to see Jay Navy back. I mean, you can see that, obviously his impact for this team is real. He provides you with something that you just don't get. I know there's Dennis, and we respect what Dennis has done this year so far this season, but you don't get the type of athlete explosiveness from any other player besides Jay Nivey in that type of guard realm. You don't get that until you really get to the Ron Holland with explosiveness. Jay Nivey's ability to not only control the ball, up and down the court, to find people open, but also create his own shot and get to the rim explosive, draw fouls, get dunks, easy layups that he will end up, start making, as well as, man, his three-point shooting. Before he got hurt, he was shooting at a great clip. That is an amazing piece to add alongside Cade Cunningham, for sure, 100%. And that's going to carry on, as they get more and more reps together. This is what you've seen Cade talking about, the duo of them together. People haven't seen them yet, and they haven't seen what they're capable of. Well, now we get to see what they're capable of.
I can't wait. Shout out to you, Jeff. Shout out to you for that. Hey, Brendan, who kind of stood out to you for the Pistons in a good or a negative way? Because, I mean, look, Indiana did make a strong run. Detroit came out swinging, and Cade Cunningham came out, and the Pacers kind of made a charge there. So, what's your kind of breakdown of the first quarter so far and what you've seen?
I mean, it's been a decent quarter, not as much. I mean, not exactly what I was hoping. I was hoping we could build out a bigger lead within the first quarter, especially on this team. I mean, Asar Thompson, he's 2 for 2 right now with 4 points. I mean, I like what he's been doing defensively. There hasn't been anybody that's really stood out to me yet besides Ivy. Just him getting back going. But other than that, there hasn't been anybody that's really stood out to me yet. I mean, I want Cade Cunningham to get going a little bit. I'd like him to do a little bit more within the first 3 quarters. I mean, I love what he does in the fourth quarter and stuff, but I'd like to see more of that out of him in the first quarter or second quarter. It'd be nice to build out a nice lead. That's really it. Nobody's really stood out to me too much in a positive manner yet besides Ivy. What about you, Kool-Aid?
I mean, with Cade, I always expect it to be the same thing. He's going to probe in the first quarters. I've talked about wanting to see him press the gas pedal just a little bit more in the first, but when you want your whole team engaged, sometimes you got to make sure those guys are eating a little bit early. And that's what I think is the balance that he's trying to get to play right now. Now, third and fourth quarter, he's been good. He's been good in the third quarter this season. So I don't have anything there. And what I've noticed is he starts to look for his more aggressively towards like the last 5-6 minutes of the second quarter. And that's I think it's a healthy recipe. Now, if this was the playoffs, that's something where I would probably be more where you're at. If this was playoff time, I'd be like, you know what? No, bro, because every single possession, we understand it. We know that, hey, they might be scoring like 115, 120 a game now, but the playoffs, it might be like 105, we won 107 to 102. So every possession becomes that much more valuable, and that's where, you probably want to see him push. But by that time, how about I say, if he don't get free throws off that, what are we doing? Cade Cunningham to the basket, gets the free throws, but by that time, I think you're going to see his teammates and him have a certain chemistry. That is going to be, we see it already now, the connection they have right now. Him and Duncan Robinson, him and Jalen Duren and such, like, it's going to be official by the time.
Kool-Aid, a lot of what Cade Cunningham does, we talk about, Cade Cunningham being aggressive, in the first quarter. He is being aggressive. It's just he's being aggressive to facilitate. We often have to remember that. I know we want Cade to score, but when he's double digits in assists, Exactly. Exactly. And and when he is hitting those numbers, the Pistons are winning. So you do want to see him score, but you can't take away from his facilitation of the basketball within the offense.
Yeah, and trust me, I'm saying yes to that as somebody who wanted to see him hit that gas pedal a little bit more in the first quarter, but he's coming out and he's getting like 5 to 7 assists a half in the first half, and then like 5 or 6 rebounds. Which, now that's the thing with you, John. You don't say anything, all right, bro? If he got 5 or more rebounds a half, don't say anything, because K's rebounds just stick, bro. Every time you say, man, I mean, he had 6 last time and he just finished with 6. It was like, come on. We need that triple dub, man. TJ McConnell, one of those guys you just hate in another jersey, but would absolutely love. Oh, no, it wasn't TJ.
Got your white boys mixed up. That's the young TJ McConnell. They cloned him.
He said that's the young one. I was about to say, how did he get up that high? It's pretty dope to see the. Oh, that's right. Dennis Jenkins went off against the Indiana Pacers last time they played. Man, I was telling Quinn Kool-Aid and Kid Kool-Aid, I was like, you know what? I actually think it's going to be a battle for the Pistons tonight, because Indiana, they're not like void of talent. Mm-hmm. I just think that they're facing a situation where they have no identity when it's winning time. Mm-hmm. And that's what they lose by not having Tyrese Halliburton, because he used to turn up in the fourth quarters. I hate to say that. Yeah. I don't want to have to admit that, but he did. Covered too many games where he's dancing on LCA floor. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I think K, 41-37, 10 minutes left in the second quarter. Yeah. It was fire, man. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's gonna be a battle. They got length. They got like the defensive chops and everything. It's just, I believe this is one where if the Pistons, and when they do win, it's gonna be one that they open up like a bigger lead, kind of in that third, kind of mid-third quarter. And then Cade Cunningham, just like he did in that last game. You know, I think the bench opened things up a little bit more towards the end of that second quarter in the last game. Yeah. And then in the third quarter, it was just like Cade was just kind of took over. So I'm hoping we get something like that. But Indiana's playing tough right now. They're challenging things at the rim. They're getting blocks and such. So I don't think they want to lose to us anymore. But it's tough because they're going to lose to us tonight.
I think this Pistons team is kind of like a boxer, you know, in the sense where they kind of feel you out in that first half, and they kind of just give you some jabs, but they mostly they play 12 people. They throw all the bodies out there. They see what's working, what doesn't. In the second half, they get right to it. They know their identity. They know when it's closing time. They have that killer instinct, that float like a butterfly, sting like a bee type energy, and I think you saw it yesterday with Milwaukee. There was a little bit more punches, a little heavier punches in the first, but I think you saw it really, really get out of control for Milwaukee in the second half. And I think that's what you're going to kind of see here is a lesser version of that, because I agree with you, Kool-Aid. This Pacers team has talent, has fight, has a coach that damn sure won't lay down. I don't care if you call them a tanking team or not. Rick Carlisle is not the type of guy to say, yeah, we're just going to tank. He's going to go out there and he's going to coach his ass off. So, to me, I'm looking at this Piston team as someone that kind of feel you out, and then when it's time, strike. And I think that's what we're going to see in the second half.
You know what I actually think it is? I think that what you're saying is, on the surface, is correct. I think it's a little bit more nuanced than that. Like how the Lions will go with a running back, and we'll say, man, but it's not working. It's a bang, home run, because they weakened them up. It is the boxer analogy. But I think it's a situation to where Cade has to set up his counters. He got to give the other team something to think about. Otherwise, they're going to do what? Pack the whole paint and pack the box, and we've seen how that worked. And in the playoffs, it sunk the Pistons. And it looked like he was trying to force everything because there was no space. But if you're setting this thing up all game long, you know your guys are good. You know, okay, I want to take every shot in the fourth quarter. But there might be some times where I have to hit Duncan Robinson. Is he on? There might have to be some times where I'm hitting Jalen Duren off of the pick and roll. There might be times where I have to let Dennis Jenkins or Asar Thompson be the ones to bring the ball down the court. And so I think that when you're setting up those different looks in the eyes of the other team and in the minds of the other team, and you're putting confidence in those players, because think about this, no matter how much we want Cade to be that guy, we needed Dennis Jenkins to hit that three. And he wasn't even like the first, second, or the third option on that. And that's what I'm saying. So it's like, and that was at the end of a game. So if you're able to get Cade to effectively set up counters and set up looks, set up confidence in his other teammates while giving the other team something else to look at, I think that gives you the third and fourth quarter Cade, because then they're like, yo, we can't pack the box. Duncan Robinson done hit 6 threes tonight. We can't pack the box. Jalen Duren has freaking 20 and 10 at half. And that's what I think is winds up happening with Cade setting things up. But Pistons up 43-40. It is a battle. 9:22 left in the second quarter. What up, though, Brendan? I see you back there animated, man.
I'm doing good. I mean, Beef Stew just scored. I don't like seeing that. Defensively, we're having some issues right now. We just can't really get a stop, it seems like. That's an issue that I want to see get fixed. Beef Stew again. There we go. They're bringing the ball. Oh, they're playing very fast pace. Wow. Yeah, they're playing very fast pace. Oh, back. Asar Thompson layup. All right, here we go. 47-43 Pistons lead. 8:40 left in the second.
Bro, Pacers are running the ball. They're running the ball like them, bro.
Playing very fast pace.
Nembhard is trying to ISO Cade. I mean, if that's the game plan, if that's what you want to do, he made no leeway, bro. Look at Cade. Hold on, dog. Hold on, dog. The Cade just, they're going to call it for him. That's a superstar call. All right, so look, man, if you're not tapped in, Nembhard tried to ISO Cade. Nothing worked. Cade came back down the court. They were supposed to call the play for him and everything, and Cade waved him off to say, nah, bro, I got you on the ISO. I hope he does it again. Yeah. This is what Brendan wants to see.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what I want to see, too.
Yeah, that's what I want to see, man.
Shoot. It is. Yeah, he wants the ball. Whoo.
That was a bullet.
Whoo.
Wow.
Whoo, Cade to Devontae.
Oh, my God.
What in the world?
That was nice.
Cade went Cade went right to left across double screens at the top of the key. And Javonte Green, I don't even know what block he cut from. I have no idea which way he came from. But he was on the left block in the paint, and Cade just found him beautifully from the top of the key. Thought that was beautiful. 49-43, Pistons taking that lead back up. And it's, Stu and Cade right now? Kind of leading that charge?
Yeah.
What's up, brother? What are you saying that you like right now? What are you saying that you want to get better right now?
I'm seeing, what I want to see better is them responding to pace. They're just getting beat too often. But I want to see specifically, or I like that I'm seeing, is Isaiah Stewart being a punishing finisher, because I think that goes back to the boxer discussion we had a few minutes ago, where it's like now you get to a point where, it is punch, 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 but like when Duren comes out and Stu comes in, if Stu's able to also deliver punches, because last year, let's face it, Stu on offense was really just, hey, I'm just going to run. I'm going to try to get some rebounds. I'm going to set some screens. That's it. But now he's shooting threes. He's getting in the paint. Like, Cade is running legit pick and rolls with Stu, looking for Stewart to score, and he's delivering that. So, like, to me, it's like now you have to you've dealt with Duren, and here comes in a fresh Isaiah Stewart, and you're like, damn. And you just get no rest, and it wears you down. So I think that is a key thing that will go on to carry this Pistons team going forward, not only in this game but in future games. But yeah, clean up the pacing a little bit, like get back on defense. And I think too, let's call it what it is. There's been a lot of smoked, layups and stuff this game. Like there is a few things you can clean up, very clean upable, and we'll be good. So I'm not worried about it. Javonte Green, by the way, too. That was a great pass by Cade. but I love his feel. He seems to just – that's why I think he's going to be really hard to kick out of the rotation. He's going to be really hard to kick out of the rotation for that reason. He seems to just make the right plays, not just defensively but offensively, just be in the dunker spot at the right time, hit the timely three. Like we talked about today on the heavyweights, man, like who's going to cut out of that rotation? They all said Javonte Green. I'm like, wait a minute. You know what I mean?
We bantied that about.
Yeah.
And then he went off.
Yeah.
The next quarter, we were like, whoa.
It's gonna be so tough, man. It is going to be. I do not envy the Coach of the Year, JB Bickerstaff, and having to make that decision, but he will. I really want to get one of those Detroit K jerseys though, for this city edition, right? Is what they're called.
Every
Yeah.
city edition lately has just been fire.
Yeah. You know what one I really want? Because I'm a music head. I want that Timberwolves Prince Purple Rain one. That shit is so clean.
Oh, I want to see. Come on.
And that's something too we haven't seen so far, right, Kool-Aid? We haven't seen stocks. We haven't seen a lot of stocks. We haven't seen points off turnovers, not as much as we'd like. So I think that if the Pistons can kind of get back to that, I think that will really work in their favor as well. Because as you know, some of that is like a big part of their offense. What was it, the Atlanta game or the Milwaukee game, where it was like a fourth of their points were off turnovers?
Both.
The last two, yeah. See, like that's just a big identity for me.
And you know what? That's what their part of their identity last year was too. Going from 14 to 44 wins, it was the number one team in transition, and they were one of the top teams at turning defense to offense last year. They were top 5 in that, I think, after like all season effectively. So that's in those previous 2 wins when we're looking at it, and we're like, yo. It's not just that they got the 30 points off turnovers. It's also that they're forcing those turnovers. And it's high numbers. They're winning that battle where they're coming away with not just less turnovers than their opponent, but they're forcing their opponent to like 17 turnovers. That's a crazy amount of possessions that they're taking away. Yeah. And in that, you're also going and scoring 30 points off of that. That's huge. That shows the energy. And I think that the more that they stay engaged, the less that they're going to be reading their clippings and smelling themselves a little too much. They are the number one team. How do you keep that hunger and that desire? It's about how you actually go out there and you attack this game every single night, no matter who you play. People keep saying, they got a weak roster or a weak schedule. I don't care. They're going out there and they're BTAing. They're going out there and they're looking tough, period, no matter who's stepping out there. And that's what I believe. As long as they continue to do that and just stay engaged, dive on the floor for every loose ball, try and strap up as if, it's the last possession on every single possession. I believe that those things are going to be what continues to keep this team, from getting too complacent throughout this season and keeping them at this pace. There are people now pondering, like, are the Pistons going to be able to keep up this pace? I think because of the way that they play and if they continue to keep this at the forefront of who they are, yeah, this has to be their identity all season, man.
Especially with having such a deep team, that helps with the identity that they run. Randall Smalls in the chat said, could the Pistons actually trade someone to open playing time for everyone? Now you're getting to a tricky point because now we're hearing what the Jazz may be interested in getting for Lauri Markkanen, and that's just not an option. No, that's just not an option. I can't go as far as trading a potential defensive player of the year that's still young for Lauri Markkanen. So I can't do that. But now you look at other players who may become available around the league. It'd have to be someone with, maybe still young but has still a lot of upside, that hasn't really reached that all-star level, or is still, kind of very young into this, almost the same as what the Pistons core is now. But their deep rotation helps them continue to have this defense to offense, throwing bodies, everyone's fresh. That's how they keep up this, momentum going on.
I have a question for y'all. All right, let's see your answer to it. All right, we expect 2 All-Stars this year for the Pistons, right? Yep. Do we expect 2 All-NBA players?
Yes. Very well.
Boys, no hesitation, Platte. I like that. All right, here's my question. Yeah. Hold on. Give yours, and I got my question after that.
it's still early in the season. If Jaden Ivey is able to come back when he fully is integrated into this team, and he starts to average up there to 25, somewhere around 25 points per game, you think that makes it? Do you see where I mean? That kind of makes it tough. Doesn't that kind of make it tough? You see the Celtics, they had that same recipe when, Derek White was kind of flirting with around 20 points per game with Jaylen Brown and both Jason Tatum going for over 25 plus. And they got
Ivy to the basket. No foul.
But it's a conversation though. If he can come back with full minutes and get to that level, because he would be the next player you think of.
Okay. Go ahead. What's your question, Kool-Aid?
This is the question now. So we think a lot about the offense. All defensive teams, how many players, who, and why are going to make all defensive team? Let's call it now. Because I do believe that we got 2 minimum. I think Asar Thompson, and I do believe Isaiah Stewart. Yes. Isaiah Stewart would have made all defensive team last year, one of them. He would have made it. And you got Jalen Brunson in the playoffs saying that effectively Asar Thompson's all-world defender. So, it's going to be interesting to see how this thing goes down and how they exactly decide to cast their votes. I don't know what's going on right now. Toby's down. Oh, let's see here. Schuster. Oh, somebody slid underneath him on a 3-point attempt. That's supposed to be like an automatic 2-3 free throws or whatever in the ball or something.
Automatic flavor.
Yeah.
Because you didn't give the shooter enough space and length.
I actually wish he didn't step on his ankle. Golly, that looked tough. He just came back from that, yeah. And we see how important Tobias Harris could be for this squad, but sheesh. Let's see here. Yeah, he slid right. Oh.
Those are always bad because you got your
Yeah.
weight coming down.
Yeah. But what are you thinking, man? Asar and Isaiah Stewart, all defensive teams. Is there anybody else on this squad? Those guys, one of those guys, none of those guys? Talk to me.
I think those are the 2 to start with, just because I think there was such a hard campaign for Stu last year that I think they'll give him the minutes, and plus he's already had to expound a lot more minutes in a lot bigger role naturally, just because of the fact that Tobias has been out and this team has had some injuries. So I would say Stu gets in this year. I would say Asar gets in this year. After that, I think you'll have good. I think you'll have Flagner at 1 on Pascal Siakam as the official call. I will say that after that, I think you'll have cases for Jalen Duren and Cade Cunningham. I mean, Cade Cunningham leads. Yeah, he leads guards in stocks. Like he's one of the highest there. So on a winning team again, doesn't really take nights off. You see him guarding Kevin Durant. You see him guarding tougher assignments. Evan Mobley, he has been awesome defensively. So I think he'll get consideration. I don't think they'll give it to him though. Ultimately, I think as we go through this, there's a number in my head of like, yes. Like if you go through the awards, like you talk about, like I said, I made the case for Coach of the Year. I made the case for, there's Cade's MVP candidacy. There's Jalen Duren's Most Improved. There's potentially someone on this team, 6th Man of the Year. Pick a name.
It's your boy,
Careless LeVert with the 3. And Pistons on a 20-5 run in the last 4 minutes here. Really opened it up. Hey, if they get to 20 by halftime, I'm just checking out this massage chair. I haven't gotten to check this out yet. I'm actually really excited. I kind of want to check it out. And if it's a blowout, I'm gonna do it at halftime. Do a quick little 10-minute. You boys can carry the halftime show. But I think, we are gonna start to see conversations in the next coming weeks about how many All-Stars this team have, right? Because you always see that team at the top of the East get rewarded with an extra All-Star or 2. So is it going to be Ivy? Probably not. He missed a lot of games. Is it going to be Like, who is it going to be that's going to get that extra all-star consideration for this Piston team? It is. It is. Yeah.
There's a lot of people out there missing games right now.
Yeah.
A lot of high-profile names.
Yes. So I think, yeah, with Trae Young and all that, like, yeah, there's a lot of openings more than you think. But these are the type of things you're going to have to think about, man. The Pistons, look, we thought they were going to sweep last award season. This should absolutely be the year that they should be sweeping award season. I'm talking Kool-Aid. There is not anything that they shouldn't be represented in other than Rookie of the Year. Everything else, they should have representation.
Yeah, especially during Most Improved Player. I know I've been seeing that on a national scale as well. People have been looking at that. But, Jaden Ivey, the reason why I even entertain any conversation of potential all-stars because you look at what he was last year, but it's still small sample size in 17 games. But what was he at? 17, 4 and 4 effectively last year. Stats on 40% shooting on high volume. I thought that last year was a year Jaden Ivey could have definitely made a stretch. 20 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists type of thing as the season went on. Like, that was just a start. And the reason why I'm not going to put a cap on who he can be this year is because you see exactly how these players are responding right now. Players that we didn't think could reach the levels that they're at right now. How many people thought we were going to get Incredible Hulk? No, Black Thor, Jalen Duren. Like we thought, okay, you know what? We gonna get hopefully a double machine. Hopefully someone who takes his scoring up just a little bit more. No, he's going to say, hey, I'm actually going to be an all-star this year. And I'm actually going to be contending for an all-NBA team this year. But I wanted to say this, though, man. If Jaden Ivey, when those legs get back, when the springs get back, because you can see that there's just a little bit of something that's not there for him right now. When he gets that kind of game shape back, I do believe he's going to make a great case. But, as it relates to the all-defensive thing, I wanted to go back to something you talked about. I think, that's dope of you to actually, call out the defensive strides and efforts of people like Jalen Duren and Cade Cunningham this year, because you don't have a team that's, your second best defensive rating team in the league without your top 2 guys who are getting all the minutes, without those guys being something beneficial to your squad too from a defensive standpoint. With Cade, I don't think that he gets enough credit defensively. I don't. Like, I've been screaming this from, since I remember him switching off and guarding Evan Mobley. You remember in the game, I think it's where his famous meme came from, where he shoots the 3. He's like, whoo. Depending on how it's cropped or not cropped, you'll see Kelly Olynyk in the scene as well. Shout out to former Pistons legend Kelly Olynyk. But in that game, it was like he was pumped up for hitting the tough shot to be able to seal things. But he switched off. They ran pick and rolls to switch Cade off on Evan Mobley 2 times. And what did he do each time? Evan Mobley couldn't even back Cade down to the paint. Like, he took that assignment seriously, and it just made me kind of like clue in even more on Cade Cunningham, the defender. And you realize he's a really good defender, and people don't get that. I don't think a lot of people understand that. And Cade wants to defend the number ones, but they got to start Thompson for that. So it's going to be interesting to see how this thing goes. I hope that he at least gets some consideration. I hope that people start talking about Cade, the defender, a lot more. I think that that's something that needs to actually be talked about a whole lot more. I know people love his scoring ability, but we see him going out there, and who's like going out there and just saucing Cade up? Nobody. That's a good point by you, Platte.
Yeah. I just feel like, man, I feel like, he's ascending to that level where he's going to start to get that like mention, but I don't see them actually pulling the trigger on giving him a spot. You know what I mean?
Just at least in a conversation,
Yep.
needs to be talking about what he's doing. If he's the guard leading the guards in stock, that needs to be talked about.
Yeah.
Some of these blocks, they're not just coming against guards.
Duncan. Jeez. That was a monster tap out by Duren. Absolutely.
That's going to be a charge, man.
Yeah. And I'm not going to lie, I wanted Cade to go up and get that. Make that DPOY, make that all defensive first team Cade. Go ahead and prove us right. Yeah, go ahead and prove us right there, Cade.
He was not happy about that.
When you speak
Oh,
about
yeah. That was
defensive
just a
teams.
charge.
Yeah.
So this is first
So,
team here.
first team defense last season, Dyson Daniels, Lou Dort, Draymond Green, Evan Mobley, Amen Thompson. And then second team was Tumani, right? Is that how you say it? Tumani Kamara. Yeah, I love that guy. Big fan of his game. Rudy Gobert. I almost said Robert. Rudy Gobert. Who cares? That guy's overrated. Jaren Jackson Jr. of Memphis. Jalen Williams and Avika Zubac. Duran absolutely has a case for a very strong case.
He did have a vote. He had a vote for defensive team last year.
Duran did? Just one?
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine. I think he's drastically improved.
He has.
No. That's the goal.
Yeah.
That's got to be the goal.
Yeah.
That's got to be the goal. Man, did you hear those names?
Now, this is a list that Isaiah Stewart couldn't be eligible for.
Right.
So he didn't get any votes.
He would have been there. But for Jalen Duran,
You talk about who you taking off?
did anybody
Rudy Gobert is off the list.
Zubac? I think listen, when nobody blinked an eye about Cade Cunningham's contract, even when they say, "Oh, $40 million more is going into his contract," we didn't blink. You know why? Because we know this guy is he's a two-way player. He's not taking plays off. He's gonna give us effort defensively. When we're talking about $30 million, when you're talking about that high contract for Duran, you know, a lot of times we say things like, "Man, if he could just improve his scoring just a little bit and just not be useless on defense." No. Why can't he be somebody that can take full advantage on the defensive side of all of his athleticism and his build and all that, and his speed and his quick hops and all that, like how we think he can offensively? Why can't he do that on the defensive side and be a monster? Like, you're telling me he doesn't have the skill set and the tools to at least be one of your mid-level defenders? You're telling me he doesn't have the skill set to be at least one of your kind of just slightly above average defenders? Because you put that together with the offensive leap he's having right now, and it's monster-like. And that's where I'm like, you know what? I hear these names. He got a vote last year. Bro's whole goal and mindset should be, I need to make one of these defensive teams.
You know what? For his contract, if he does make those teams, now you talk about.
Yeah.
Now,
If he makes any of those, it's a big bump in pay.
yeah. Now, when you talk about his ability, we talk about reaching his full potential as a defensive player. You can't tell me that he doesn't have better tools at his disposal than Isaiah Stewart. So therefore, I want you to be better than Isaiah Stewart. You should be a better defender than Isaiah Stewart.
Order.
It's a tall order, but he has all the ability to do so. When you talk about what's the difference between Isaiah Stewart and Jalen Duran? Jalen Duran is clearly more athletic. He's clearly faster. He has to work on his agility, of course, but he's stronger. He also has the height advantage, and he probably has the vertical advantage too. So, I mean, we talk about ability. He has all the ability to be a better defender than Isaiah Stewart. He just has to put it all together. That's something that I know that this coaching staff has been working on him with, because it feels like we've already seen those jumps from him between the difference of coaching, because we didn't see Jalen Duran really even affect the game like he did last year under Monty Williams, so it's clearly different, and it's clearly a different way that they're coaching him and developing him along, Isaiah Stewart as well, because Isaiah Stewart's being used in a different role as well. That's worked out for his benefit.
So,
Go ahead.
just an update on the game. Because I know we got lost in I love this type of basketball conversation, but Pistons are up 68-49. So, again, the third quarter run we thought was going to come in the third, they again showed up in the second quarter.
It's an uptick in their defense.
Yeah, because I think they realize, they go to the huddle, and you got a coach and JB Bickerstaff who's like going to let you know, hey, y'all are playing like butt. Like y'all are playing like straight up like 10 hours of gym butt right now. Like get it together. And when you look at what this team is supposed to be and what they can be, the last thing you want to do is have a loss to a team like this on your record early on, while people are sitting here questioning who you are during this historic streak, as Chris Platte continues to remind us, man. And it's an awesome time. Like I continue to think about the people who, like Brendan, who are just stepping into this era of Detroit basketball, knowing you got one of those ones, knowing you got hope. This isn't like Andre Drummond made the playoffs or Blake Griffin, and it's, what's after that? Nothing.
Yeah.
This is something different, man. It's something way different.
I'm so thankful to be on this journey, man. This journey has been tremendous. Matherin, hard take to the basket, hard fall. Hopefully he's okay. He looks like he'll be going to the line. We got Jeff Slam Piece in the chat here. It's ArrowG8728 says, hey, I know Jeff Walker, great guy, great mattress salesman. We want more Jeff. Pay that man Jeff. Only reason I tune in. Give Jeff a raise. He's the GOAT. So shout out to Jeff Slam Piece in the chat. We got a lot of stuff. Some people talking about the officiating so far. I don't feel it's been too problematic personally. Paul Reed was the steal at backup center. Some people saying Kool-Aid. I saw somebody say this earlier. Let me get it right. Yeah. Shabazz. Ron Holland. Shabazz9474 says Ron Holland needs to step up because Reed and Green are outplaying him right now. And I think from a pure perspective, they're right. But I also think that he's a top 5 overall pick under Trajan, and he's got a lot of potential, and they're interested in the development of him. So I feel like, has he gotten outplayed? Probably, but not greatly enough to bench your top 5 pick. So I just wanted to get your kind of thoughts on that.
Dog, the Pacers have 0 field goals in the last 407.
And that continues. Rebound K, triple-double.
I think Javonte Green and Paul Reed
We're not supposed to bring that up.
are.
You can't.
I think that they're 2 vets. I think Ron Holland is in his 2nd year of the NBA. And I think that's what it boils down to. He's still learning the game. A lot of his offense is going to come off of energy, and people know that. When they come in, you think people are going to just be playing with the basketball in front of him? No. If you notice, they pass it quicker. They get into their sets just a little bit quicker. They're not just going to sit around knowing, oh, man, this dude comes out here and does this. Like, we've all been there. Like, we've all played rec ball, right? Like, are you playing around with the ball when you know it's the guy who picks you up full court? There's a TJ McConnell in every rec league game.
Absolutely.
When that guy is coming, you're dribbling like, yo, I'm alert. Hey, somebody come get the ball. Hey. That's what winds up happening. So Ron is experiencing this year. It's almost like, like an offensive player who they start to try and take you out your spots. Well, defensively, they know, Ron Holland's coming in against bench players and such. They're not even going to play those games. They're not. They're not at all. So, yeah. Duncan Robinson, bro. Shout out Duncan.
And I wanted to go back to something too, and I'm glad the chat's with me on this. You got Wheezy, you got Ranger Air, you got a couple people saying this, because this is something. When you had that soliloquy about Duren being, a better defender than Stu, I just wholeheartedly disagree because of the fact of, like, I'm not looking at him having the potential to be better than Stu, because defense is not just athleticism to me. It's also and mainly instincts and just desire and focus. And I think those are 2 things that Duren doesn't do. And that's not to a fault of his, I would say. Like, I mean, the instincts are getting better, but Stu has been absolutely amazing, one-of-one instincts in terms of when to jump, when not to jump for blocks. I see Duren very far behind on that. And then the other thing I see is that Stu knows that is what he is. Duren knows that he is now the offensive Robin to Cade's Batman. Like, we had that question all summer of who's going to be the Robin. Is it going to be Asar? Is it going to be Ivy? Is it going to be Duren? Like, whoever. And it's kind of become Duren. And so his focus is just always going to be on that side of the ball as opposed to defense. Can he be a very good defender? Sure. Can he be an all-defensive player? Sure. But can he ever be better than Stu? Hell no. Because when Stu is the best rim protector in the NBA, and he is ahead of Wemby, who's like 7.5 feet tall. So I can't ever give Duren that same ceiling. I would think Duren could be a very good defender. I think he can be an all-NBA defender, but I don't think he can ever be better than Stu. I think Stu is one of one. I think that's why he's on this rotation. I think that's why every single team in the NBA wanted him. Kool-Aid. I mean, you could attest to this, Kool-Aid. Every single team wanted Isaiah Stewart. When the Pistons were selling, they were like, "Are you selling Isaiah Stewart?" Yeah. So I mean, man, I think he's been awesome. Shout out Kate Cunningham, another rebound towards triple-double watch.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think that there's a lot that I definitely agree with. That Isaiah Stewart's inclusion on his roster has a lot to do with who he is defensively, like the type of animal he is, and how he plays so much bigger than his actual stature. But I do believe this.
Oh my God!
Ooh.
Put it home.
Yeah, they just had the Andre Drummond special. The Detroit Pistons probably got like 6 attempts at the rim there.
Don't say Detroit Pistons. You tell
Goodness
who the
gracious. Who was that? Jalen Duren and Asar? Yeah. But yeah, they smoked a lot of dunks there. They smoked a lot. Like,
off the gold crown, the
bro, the dispensary is sold out now. Go home. They're done. Dang. Jalen Duren, 7.6 rebounds tonight. 70-55 Detroit Pistons lead with 0.2 seconds left in the second quarter, first half. But actually, I do think Jalen Duren can get there just because of his height, his athleticism, and he has this nimble aspect to him. He's not like the gargantuan big man, but it's going to take concerted effort. Like what Isaiah Stewart has is the instinct. That's something that Jalen Duren hasn't quite shown. And that's where I believe the apprehension for him as, can he be that rim protector? Ben Wallace, you could tell, that man had an instinct for it, for both rebounding and shot blocking. Like, he understood exactly where the carom was going to come off the rim. He knew exactly the angles to go and attack a block. There were some times where he would jump and block a floater at its pinnacle. Like, he's not even blocking the shooter, like, right here. He's coming to block like Richard Hamilton's player who stepped in and they know, oh, Ben Wallace down there, so we ain't going to do no layups. No, bro, I'm coming for that floater too, and I know exactly where to be. That's what we see out of Isaiah Stewart. Like, he understands that component of it. Jalen Duren doesn't. I haven't seen him show that same thing. Now, have I seen hey, Chris. Hey, listen, bro, listen. If you listen, this thing's going to take him to Mars for a little bit, all right? If you don't come back, Chris, we do love you, bro.
All right. I'll be good. Hold it
But
down.
I do believe that from just a sheer athleticism and kind of just the stuff that you can't coach, I do believe Jalen Duren has it. It's just the things that you can coach, he's going to have to take that coaching. Because he has everything else. You see how high up he gets for some of these alley-oops. You see that he is taking some steps forward defensively, especially this season. And that's why I'm like, you know what? Maybe those should be the goals. Maybe he should be upset that Stu is out here, holding it down over your head right now. Pause. There you go. Bye-bye.
Yeah. So long, chat.
And Kool-Aid, you bring up, you and Chris bring up a good point that, that, Isaiah Stewart, obviously, that's a tough, hill to climb, especially defensively. But even when you look at Isaiah Stewart, he didn't really find that identity for himself until recently. It's been the last, couple years. He's always been, a good defender, but now he's truly elite, And I feel like he kind of, as he found his, his role, him being an elite defender, came along with it. Jalen Duren can take that same process as, he's still developing. He's still young, a very young player still. So he's, 22? That was his 22nd birthday. So, it's still a lot more potential in Jalen Duren that we still haven't yet seen. And sometimes it just takes you a couple years. Sometimes it just takes some experience in the league in order to get some of those instincts that you speak of that could come along with more experience. And then you also look at the fact that if you have both of these players on the same team, and we're speaking here, sitting here talking about, Jalen Duren, we want him to reach that level defensively. Could you imagine having two defensive players like that on your team?
Yeah, I remember how.
You already do. Stu and Asar.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like elite rim protectors. Yeah.
We've seen, I've seen it. I know what it looked like with the Going to Work Pistons with Rasheed Wallace and Ben Wallace, and that's why I'm like, look, if this team is going to be a championship caliber team, then they need to have their eyes set not just towards lofty goals, but the lofty ways that people had to take to get there. It's not like the Pistons just waltzed their luck there. No, they put up like great defensive numbers to get there. They put up great defensive efforts to get there. That to me matters. They put up great efforts of chemistry. And that's where I want Stu and Duren, and they've talked about this before. Like, yeah, we know about Sheed and Ben. Like, I'm glad they understand. Like, yeah, there are standards and pinnacles reached. It's not just you go out there and you're happy that you did this. Like, no, are you the best at this? You know, did you go out there and did you do this to the tune of the standard you guys say that you're following? And that to me is where I'm really like, you know what? And one thing with Duren too, the leap we see them taking this year is after they finally got a coach who understands.
Exactly.
So, you know, it's like maybe he would be to a certain, further along. Yep. And that's some of the components here. You know, you look at this, all these young players are starting to take that leap forward. But it kind of segues into something else. I see Weezy D through and through in the chat. Thank you guys for being here. Everybody that's in here, man, if you didn't get the opportunity to go ahead and smash that like button. We've been on a streak right now where y'all been helping us double up those likes. So if you can't, let's make sure that we run through the like goal and then some tonight, man. Pistons at the half, they are up 71-55, 59% field goal percentage, 16 of 18 from the free throw line, 7 of 14 from behind the arc, and they are crushing the rebounds, 23-13. They lead in assists, 16-11 as well. So the Detroit Pistons are going out there and controlling all phases of the game, and that's what has led to the 16-point victory. But when you talk about Jalen Duren and whatnot, I'm gonna go there. Yeah, when you talk about Jalen Duren, Weezy D says this: is Kool-Aid still harping on Cade not having any all-star teammates, or does he finally see the light that Cade is surrounded by dogs? I always thought Cade was surrounded by dogs. I always thought, what have I said all along though? But what have I said all along though? If they're gonna have all-stars, yes. Go out there and sign one if you can't grow one right now. Go out there and get one to help this team along if this is what you're talking about, because Cade was coming up on contract number 2. You won't have no more time to wait when you're talking about Cade at $40 million a year. You have no more time to wait. Now you have to go out there and win. That's what you got to do. But the thing is this. My whole push was always that internally you're going to need these guys to step up. What have y'all heard me cry out for a long time? Why it's unfair that, why can't Detroit have their young players lead the charge? Why gives Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner? How come Orlando Magic can have their young guys lead the charge? How come Trae Young? How come at the time John Morant? How come these guys can be the ones and their teams have success? Why was it that our guys who we drafted high weren't the ones leading that charge? And if they're the ones leading the charge, then what is Cade Cunningham going to wind up with? What are we saying right now? Aren't we saying he's going to wind up with an all-star teammate this year? We're saying that. We're saying Jalen Duren right now is trending and trekking towards becoming that. And why? Because these young players stepped up and decided to lead the charge. It was going to be natural. This is how it was going to happen anyway. If these guys stepped up, one or two of them were going to have an opportunity to join Cade and the Sun from an all-star representative standpoint. And I do believe that at the end of this season, if this pace continues, you are going to see multiple people honored as all-star, multiple people honored as all-NBA, multiple people honored as all-defensive team. This is what you want out of these guys. You want them to take all-star type leaps playing next to a Cade Cunningham, who they say he's here because he's a connector. He's here because he can help his team be better. And so, I am going to harp about it. If Duren or Sarr and or Ivy do not become all-stars, then why are we picking these people in lotteries? Why? Like, what are we expecting?
I'm not going to trade for that lottery market.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, yes, they're dogs. We got some dogs. But some of these guys are going to have to be even more dog than the others.
You know what, Kool-Aid?
Love you, Easy.
Shout out.
What has been, if you look at championship teams, what has been the winning recipe for a championship team? What do they usually have?
Defense.
They usually have defense, but they usually have 2 all-stars. Even the Pacers, who were in the finals, had 2 all-stars, and Halliburton and Pascal Siakam. And Miles Turner was, there too as well. So you look at, most of these teams that win championships, we've seen Jalen Williams become an all-star last year, and then the Thunder won a championship. Now we're seeing Jalen Duren take that next step. That could be the recipe to where the Pistons, okay, now not only are we surrounded this team with dogs, we surrounded Cade by dogs, but now these dogs are starting to turn into all-stars, and you have to have another all-star on your team if you want to go win a championship. It's proven.
There are some very, very, very special ones that don't, like Jokic. We know that his teammates have been probably the closest to being all-stars without being all-stars.
You're talking about
So,
top 10 player of all time.
but that's why I'm saying this. There's only one other player in the league who averages what this guy averages, though. And who is it? He resides right here in Detroit. Jokic and Cade. That's where you're at. And so that's where I'm like, you know what? If there is a guy who can lead a team of dogs, lead a team of dogs, I do believe it's Cade. He could be a singular all-star with a team like this and lead this team. I do 100% believe that. But I do believe that for this team to get to its ultimate pinnacle, I like how you called it out with J-Dub taking that next step. I do believe that Jalen Duren taking an all-star type league. If Jalen Duren's an all-star and Cade Cunningham is an all-star, that's one of your best duos in the East, period. Like, I'm sorry, I'm taking Cade and Duren. If they're both all-stars, I'm taking them over Cat and Jalen Brunson. I already know what New York Twitter's going to say. I don't care about all that. I even know what some people out there in Pistons Twitter's going to say. Even if they say I'm drinking the Kool-Aid on that one, I will drink all the Kool-Aid on that one. We see how Jalen Duren's all-star leap and Cade Cunningham's superstar leap right now, what has that done? Now, mind you, the Knicks have their Jalen Brunson and their Karl Anthony Towns. What has that done for them? And so that's why I'm just kind of like, you know what? Jalen Duren taking that all-star leap, I think that's the best possible case scenario, the best case scenario for the Detroit Pistons, man. Absolutely. Are you still with us, Mr. Platte? How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good, man. This is shout out Eric Duncan, Dr. Eric Duncan. Excuse me.
How many hands does this thing have? Because you look like you're in total and complete bliss right now, bro. Because it's like hands massaging you and
Brother,
rubbing you.
it's pause maybe. I don't know, but whatever these rollers, I believe is the technical term, are they're doing wonders, man. This is honestly. I can't afford this, but I'm thinking about getting it anyways, man. Shout out, this is amazing.
What is her name?
we gonna go with the strong name because this has been a test decide. Just a Helga for sure. It is a big Helga.
And,
Shout out to Platte, dog.
You brought up it's something interesting when you say or when the chat said Jokic, Jamal Murray, for probably some of those years, could have ended up being an all-star guard in the East. He could have very well done that. In the West at that time, I mean, the West is usually always loaded. But you got to think, for a lot of those years, it was, who did he have competing with him? Damian Lillard, Steph Curry. Like, he's not passing those guys, in that all-star conversation. Yeah. But in the East, he definitely would have probably got that nod over guys, like Trae Young, LaMelo.
That's a great point, actually, man. That West you talk about, man. Been over there.
Loaded, man. There's always guys that miss the All-Star game in the West.
Did you see that stat?
What was it, John Moran? I'll be fine in the West.
I think I put in our group chat. 75% of almost 75% of the players during LeBron's almost 75% of the players during LeBron's 2010s East run were on the All NBA were Western Conference players.
That's incredible, man.
That just showed you how dominant the West was at that time.
Shout out to Dante151. I see you, my boy, with the $4.99 super chat. He says the Pistons have shot the ball at 58.3% from the field, which is insane when you think about it, especially when your leading scorer is a star. Well, it goes back to what they've been all along, and part of my strategy coming into the season this year. And going into media day where I knew I'd be able to ask some questions, I try and put together themes. I've learned this from other great, people in that media room and people who've come way before me, greats like Rod Beard, and Leland Stein and Vinny Goodwill, Vince Ellis, among others, man. Terry Foster. Definitely Terry Foster. And they tell you get a theme, and my theme this year was about something that Stewart and Durant said 2 years ago. 2 years ago when they had Monty, and they said, we want to be physical. We want to make sure that when people touch that paint that they feel us on the defensive side. On the offensive side, we want the ball touching the paint every time. So it was about their pick and roll, taking it from the top lob connection to the top pick and roll connection. Well, I think they've done that quite well to start the season. It was about who they were going to be physically. Were you going to turn down the usage rate of a Cade Cunningham or allow him to still be dominant? I also asked him about Asar Thompson and Ron Holland and their effectiveness at being able to still score from the three-point line with downhill traffic. These were kind of the notions that I was asking, and ultimately culminates in, the last press conference I was in, J.B. Bickerstaff, I think we played the audio on Braylon's show. We might have played it on one of these two, but he effectively stated, look, our main goal is to touch the paint. Our main goal is to dominate the paint. So you're going to get a lot of nights where even if this team isn't, and we saw it, right, even if they're shooting under 30% from behind the arc, they're still going out there for a field goal percentage overall and shooting blistering, 55, 56, 57, over 50% from the floor. That's an amazing thing. And then we look at the points in the paint. It wasn't just the 30 points that we saw them get off turnovers. What was the other amount we were marveling at? That they got 66 points, then 56 points in the paint in back-to-back-to-back games. That's incredible. And that's where I think we see the team shooting better no matter who's kind of out there on the court.
No, it really is great to see. And like you were saying earlier, I'm not old enough. I've never seen a team like this before. It's so amazing to see. I get lost for words sometimes. It's just amazing. We're shooting 50% from 3-point right now. We're 7 for 14. Not bad. I hope we keep that up. If we keep that all game, that'd be great. What do you think we're gonna do in the second half here, Jeff?
Number one, you've seen what they did in the second quarter in order to, take a big lead, and that was you've seen an uptick in their defense. I mean, yes, the Indiana Pacers are a tough team, but especially with how Hallie, I don't want to see this team like really competing with us. Like you said, Kool-Aid, people are talking about, oh, the Pistons run. They've been playing bad teams. That's why they're winning. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and put an emphasis on this win that we got. All right, let's go ahead and put another 20 on them. So just it's uptick defensively, and that should it should always be like that. Usually the Pistons do have a pretty slow first quarter, but you've seen the uptick in the second quarter. And you're going to see the uptick in defense, especially in the second half, because JB was on them, especially with how they played in that first quarter, allowing some really good looks that were just kind of wide open. But then on top of that, we got to remember this team. Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't it 66% last game at the half? So it's a testament to everybody on this team is getting good looks, and they're cashing in on those good looks. And most of these times it's because the defense is truly paying attention to Cade. And I want to see one thing I want to see from a lineup perspective. I want to see more Jaden Ivey with Cade.
Jaden Ivey with K, I think that's something that definitely come in time as maybe minutes restrictions and things are lifted. And here we go. I love when they do this. It's Cade off the right side, but he left it just a little short. It might have gotten blocked at the rim there, but it was a good play. I like when they kind of come down and they do these decisive actions to get a look at the rim pretty quickly. But, I actually think
Here we go.
good dunk by Cade, Statue of Liberty. Let's rock. Defense to offense real quick, 75-57. I actually think that J.B. Bickerstaff got on it between the first and the second quarter. It looked like they only gave up maybe 22, 23 points max in the second quarter, which is great. And right now, they came into the third having only given up 55. They gave up 23. Yep. That's great. And 55 for a half, they're on pace to give up 110. What's our magic number? We want to be at that 110. 110, 109 and below. I think we are sitting at what right now? You called it out yesterday, maybe like 106, 107. I think on a year. So
On pace to score
they're on pace right now.
140 tonight.
Yep, again. Remember last time we were sitting here looking at this team do this. Like, as much as we have certain gripes about this team, it's like they're going out there and they're looking like the second best team defensively and looking like one of your top 5 offensive teams. You know, and that's a testament, I believe, to JB Bickerstaff, and it's a testament to the fact that this team is not lying when they tell you that their motto is together all the time. Remember, there are teams out there that we've heard use the grit terminology and use certain things, and it doesn't really fit for them. You can go back and look at a whole lot of NFL people and listen to like all of their marketing words and what goes on shirts. But we do buy into that with the Lions. We do. We when Dan Campbell says that, who thinks he's just lying about it? Same thing with JB Bickerstaff here, man. When you talk about that together all the time, I really believe that about this squad, that they're a squad that's about playing for each other, that wants to win for each other, that wants to make sure that they're doing everything in their power to be there, to fill their role. Jalen Duren talked about that. He said, look, I had to make sure I could go into the lab and do what I needed to be able to do. Shout out to K. Get a whole fistful of jersey on that Pascal. Yeah, come on. I don't even think he didn't even care to be like, oh, let me try and hide this. Yeah, but
No, the mentality of the team in general is just.
It's work first. It's like be ready to meet that assignment. I think it goes back to JB Bickerstaff and that whole notion of stars in your own lane, you know. And then he told them, you guys are special. Now the words that he's saying, they're carrying weight. So when they say together all the time, I think we see that here. We see it. What up, though? Welcome back. Welcome back, Platte. How was it? How was Helga?
Helga was, as you expect, sturdy, strong, deep with it as she always is. Shout out to Helga, man. Shout out to Helga. Duncan Robinson for 3. No, honestly, I'm not even. This is not even like a lie. I truly mean this when I say this feels like different. Like after getting that massage, like you feel like I feel like I'm like almost coming down from a high. Like it's dope, but. I'm back here, man. I was listening to you guys lock in and carry us through halftime. And look, if the Pistons win this game, then this has got to be the tradition. I just got to do my halftime massages until we lose. but man, we are 21 basketball minutes away from tying the franchise record. Pistons are up 13, 75-62. Shout out, man. Pistons fans travel. Detroit sports fans travel. And that's what I love to see. So, shout out to them, man. Absolutely, man. Like I said, this is a sports town, man. Every team will have the whole city behind it, the whole state behind it when they're doing well. And you're seeing that with the Pistons, man. I saw it in just the one game I went to. I can't wait to go to that Milwaukee game. I can't wait to go to that Milwaukee game December 6th, Kool-Aid. That is going to be great because I'm going to finally be able to be in the building and kind of feel that energy now that you can start to feel it with the Wizards game. You can start to feel that momentum, but I imagine now it's even more. And there goes Mather chirping from 3. But, yeah, I'm looking for Cade to assert himself. 3 of 7, only 7 shots, pretty low for Cade. Duren only 5 shots, so I'm expecting those guys to have an uptick in usage as Cade finds Duren right there, leading to a foul. And then we'll see. Man, I can't believe does he still got that finger patch on from when he sliced his finger on the net? That was crazy.
That was wild. I was
Yeah.
there for that game.
That was like a deep cut.
Yeah, I was there for that one. And we were like, bro, what
Yeah.
and everything for? And it wasn't just that. Here, bro. I was going to say real quick, it wasn't even just that he cut his finger, but he also ripped the net and broke the rim. Like, Jalen Duren is just a force, man, an absolute force. You want to see, man, smoke the free throw.
Do you think Duren's free throw is kind of coming back to earth a little bit? I mean, it hasn't been as hot the last couple games.
I mean, it is what it is. You're telling it as it is, and these are the notions where I think
Looks good. Yes.
I think it's different because they had a lot of home games in a row. So it's different when you're in your own home arena. You're practicing in your home gym. Now they're getting out on the road. Now they're playing more back-to-backs and such. Like Jeff said, the form still looks good, but I do believe when you get to dead legs, stamina, travel, and all those types of things, different feels and vibes, these are just the next steps in the maturation of a player like Jalen Duren. Now he's going to have to learn how to be more consistent in the game. Put the work that we've seen him put in, he's going to have to find a way to make sure it also adds adds to his Oh, he smoked the oop.
What the?
Is it just me, or is like their number one weakness is smoking layups and oops and easy
Shout out Mad
plays?
Max, shout out Gold Crown.
Shout out Gold Crown, Jars, all of them. How did that happen?
Man,
You know, Jalen Duren is probably like, all right, Cade.
throw it to me.
Just throw
Throw it to
it.
me.
That's the most frustrating.
Come on,
Hey, he's been hooping tonight too. 11. Look, he's only missed 2 shots tonight. One of those is,
I think the other one's layup.
yeah, he did.
Yeah, because remember, didn't he smoke one?
Not
Yeah.
even just a dunk, but like one that's already in the cylinder already. Like, how do you miss a dunk when the ball is literally placed directly right into the cylinder? Like, it's crazy.
Especially right now, because you want to see their energy and their defensive offense go towards actually increasing this lead because they're expending that, man.
Can't be missing stuff.
Yeah, you can't miss that one. It's 78-66 right now. 8:07 left in the third quarter. Pistons were up almost as much as 20 points. And now the Pacers have an opportunity to be able to cut that down to 11 if the free throws hit right here. And it is 78-67. Third quarter, Cade Cunningham's bringing the ball down the court, man. So I want to see Cade be Cade, but every time he drives, you're seeing them now bring that late double or that triple team over to Cade and force the ball out of his hands. And this is when we earlier talked about who do you want to see step up or who do you want to see kind of make a difference in this game. It's the others right now. It's going to have to be the others. Is it Cade and Duren or is it the others? I think it's the field right now. And Tobias is getting double teamed.
Oh no.
That's a game plan. They're going to pull him out. They're going to take us out.
Yeah. It's
Watch.
time- you know what? You know who it's time for? Go ahead and say it.
Green.
No, it's time for Ron Holland to make an appearance. It is time for Ron Holland to make an appearance.
Woo! Oh!
What is up?
Cade made a great pass
Time to,
down to Toby, and then
Time to-
Pascal Siakam with
it's
the
time to go
block,
ahead and,
bro.
Unload everyone. Just go ahead and.
That was a crazy block. There,
That was actually
that was a crazy block. Hold on, man. Let me see this.
Dang.
Dang, man. Clean. What a pass by Cade.
Dang.
It's
Reason why I
their
say-
energy is up right now.
Yeah.
The Pacers' energy is up.
A reason why I say it's time for Ron Holland to get into the game, because you can feel this. You can feel the energy is not here right now. And that's where I want to see maybe Ron Holland come in, and he gives this team, a spark, defensively, just doing he just gritty, gets to work. He just, will give you that spark to get this defense back right.
I think it's what we said before too.
The layups, the layups and dunks are crazy. Come on.
I think it's a little bit of what we were saying before. Earlier in the season, and you go back to last season, it was a time where there was a difference when Ron Holland entered the game. As this team got better this year and went on this 12-game run, one of the things we noticed is actually we don't see that big of a difference. Holland is still going full-fledged, but the whole team has met him now. Oh, Jalen Duren. He got the dunk on Pascal. Let's go.
Oh.
Who was that smiling too? Somebody on Pacers team was smiling, dog. They knew that was tough.
Oh.
Look at the Stars defense. Look at the Stars defense.
Man.
How did he get turned around in a circle and still effectively?
Duncan. Oh.
We need the others. We need the others. Give it back to Duncan.
No, let him go to work.
Look at
Let him go
Cade.
to work.
No, that's mine.
Go to
That's
work.
mine. Cade.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
No emotion,
That's how you
dog. Look at him. No emotion. Just, hey, can I do it again, coach? That's the look on his face. Not like, well, why are we
Can they show a
why are we
replay?
stopping the game right
Can they
now?
show a
Time out.
replay?
82-68, 6:42 left in the
Come on, we
third.
gotta
The
show-
Pistons
oh
lead.
my God.
No
Oh,
replay on that, but
replay.
Cade Cade, man. He's doing Cade things.
I want to see a replay of that Duran dunk. Oh my goodness.
Oh my God. Oh man, that was nasty, man. This has been like I said, an incredible ride. Buster 2775 said, with Jenkins' minutes declining, do you think we trade him? No. You were just about to pull it up?
I was about to say, I forgot to read this one.
Yeah. So shout out to you, Buster. With Jenkins' minutes declining, I don't think we trade him. No, I think you're seeing with this Piston team, especially last playoffs, what you learned, Kool-Aid, is you can't have enough guys to count on. You can't have enough. You look at that Indiana Pacers final run. There was people like Thomas Bryant that were in and out of the rotation. Obi Toppin was starting, then coming off the bench. T.J. McConnell starting, coming off the bench. Like, there was just a lot of players in and out of the rotation, roles changing, injuries happen, things happen in series, foul trouble, all sorts of things you can't predict. So, to me, I think this Pistons team doesn't sell anything. If they were to trade Dennis Jenkins, it's because they believe they're getting an even more quality player in return. They are not trading anybody. They're not trading anybody just for draft compensation unless they plan on using that draft compensation to then get another player. They're definitely not going to be sellers. They are going to be buyers at the deadline, or at the very least stand pat. But I would expect them to buy almost no matter what.
And you know what, man? This is the thing as well. We saw how important an addition Dennis Schroeder was to this team last year. And there's two reasons why I'm saying it, okay? The first reason is because of the fit that he was as a player. And now you see Dennis Jenkins having a very similar, if not better, effect on this team. I don't need Dennis to hit 25 every night. But when Cade, in the second half of the season, is getting those load management games, in the second half of the season where there might be some injuries, that's where I need Dennis Jenkins to prove he can hit that 26 like he was doing when we were shorthanded. When we come back, I need him to look like he did in the first two games. When we called him out after the first two games, even though his stats were pedestrian, we said, no, he was solid doing his minutes. Yeah. That's what we need from a guy like Dennis Jenkins, man. And that's where I don't believe this is a team that's set up to go out there and try and trade and bust up too much of the chemistry they have going on. Because the other component is this. When you talk about, again, Dennis Schroeder, I told you there's two reasons. So there's fit. That's one reason why I think Dennis Jenkins. But two, what did they give up to get Dennis Schroeder? What was the thing we continued to just kind of joke about, but it was true? He basically got him for free. Yep. So when you look at the impact player they were able to get at the trade deadline, everyone said, yo, Pistons actually made out pretty good. That's why I'm just like, you know what? I don't know if Trajan has to go out there and do too much. I think he can go out there and do a little, and it would still be a big impact, just like last trade deadline.
Honestly, this might be the year where there is no move to be made because you already have all that depth. You already have these players stepping up. And another thing about trading away like players like Dennis Jenkins is there's no real point to trade away someone that is on that contract because it's so team friendly. It's so team friendly that any contribution you get from him, especially on the scale that he's been giving us,
no one else plays this role. Like, I don't want
you like that type of
like backup ball handlers. No one else on his team plays the role that we're seeing Dennis Jenkins play right now. And that's, if I'm wrong, correct me. I have no problem with the conversation, chat family. Let me know. I haven't necessarily seen it yet.
No, because those are the players you expect to see in that type of role. They haven't played. You expect to see Jaden Ivey in that role. You expect to see Marcus Sasser in that role, of just taking a little bit of pressure off Cade at points. So when you talk about Dennis Jenkins, like his contributions, like that's more than just what he's getting paid for right now. Like if you want that, you got to go pay somebody $10 to like $12 million right now to get that type of contribution. So there's no point in trading him if you're just going to get, at most a second-round pick for him, which, I mean, it's second-round pick is just so hit or miss that it doesn't really make sense, especially with that team-friendly contract.
And I see Weezy in there talking about you wrong. Ivy been hurt. Sasser got to play with no bigs and shot checkers. No, Ivy doesn't play like Dennis Jenkins. Ivy can facilitate, but Dennis Jenkins is a point guard. I think Ivy is going to be a good player in his own right, and that's one place and area that Weezy and I have been very, very connected on. But with Sasser's not a point guard. The more they try and play him to a point guard role rather than play him to his strengths of being just a scoring combo guard who can facilitate off of his scoring looks, well, the less they put him in that strength, the more he's gone out there and not look like himself. And he did take a step back last year. That is the truth. He got a little bit more efficient, but he took a step back last year, and they lost some standing within the rotation. You know, when you look at Dennis Jenkins, he's a guy who's gone out there and been able to get you double-doubles, like with limited minutes.
Yeah.
Like he's gone out there when K got back and was still going out there and being one of your top 2 or 3 in assists. He was going out there and not getting blown away on the defensive side either. So I don't know. I haven't seen anybody on our team that plays the role that Dennis does, though I am pleased when Marcus Sasser is able to play to his role, and Jaden Ivey, who I think is a very good downhill and kind of complementary ball handler to K. Cunningham. I really do, but I don't know. We had Marcus Sasser last year.
I thought.
86-73. It would have been sick if Durham would have dunked it down.
I thought he was going to do it.
But
I thought.
who got better last year? It wasn't just like the team got better, but Marcus Sasser got better once Dennis Schroeder was traded here. Marcus Sasser's best stretch of the season came after Dennis Schroeder was traded here. I'm not for replacing Ivy or Sasser.
Yeah.
You know, I'm for Dennis Jenkins, an actual point guard, being able to help those players.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. We need another point guard, and now I think we do have one with Dennis, and that's why I don't want to trade him. If Schroeder made that big of a difference, think about it. Yeah. While we had Sasser here, it shows you it was definitely a need, no matter how much we might like the potential of a Marcus Sasser or Jaden Ivey.
I agree with that. That was very, very well said. And it's the thing that I've continued to harp on is what the playmaking that he brings off of Cade Cunningham. And that extends to Marcus Sasser. That extends to Ivy. That extends to the other guards in the rotation. I was looking it up while you guys were talking, just kind of like, you know, trade deadline histories of, like, you know, teams that operate. And what's the team that the Pistons have been flirted with the last, you know, week or so? In terms of like, this is a team that, yes, it's the Thunder in terms of this. Is this the East Thunder? Is this the East OKC? Yada, yada. So I was looking up their history at the trade deadline. And so in 2023, they made a couple trades for some seconds and some whatever, and just kind of like keeping their books clean. I don't think the Pistons are at the OKC Thunder 2023 trade deadline. I think they're more you're looking at the 2024 where they go and get Davis Bertans, a shooter that they expect to actually play for them, or the 2025 when they go and get Daniel Theis for backup minutes like at center. I think the Pistons are looking at that. I don't think you're looking at a team that is going to trade off a Dennis Jenkins for a second or multiple seconds, because then they're not doing that unless they're using those for another move, like I said earlier. So I just wanted to kind of look that up and see if I was like out of bounds with that, and I think that's where they're at.
You think about the Rockets before they went and signed KD?
Yeah, I'll look them up.
They effectively in the off seasons, they went one off season and they got their vets right, and Fred VanVleet and Dylan Brooks, and then they went a couple seasons and they let those young players mature, and then they went out and say, you know what, okay, yep, we know that KD will be right. Yep, we know that this young player part of the core is one we can choose to use to facilitate the stuff we do. So that's why I'm wondering, when I look at the Rockets, that's another team that I compare the Pistons to as it relates. You know, no, I was just gonna say I do look at the Rockets as another team, because there was a time when they were at the same level. The Cleveland Cavaliers too. There was a time where these teams were. K with a nifty up and under reverse layup, and it just rolls off the rim. It would look like there was some heavy contact there. It is 89-80. The Pacers have cut it to a single-digit lead, 89-82. Golly.
And
3 minutes left in the third quarter. So what we wanted to see happen in the third quarter is not happening right now.
it's a lapse in defense.
It's not happening.
It's a lack of effort. It's a lack of focus. It's a lack of.
It's that energy. I told you I thought this was going to be a battle tonight, but I still believe the Pistons are going to find a way to win this thing going away. But the Pacers don't have slouches, but the Pistons shouldn't be locked into this type of a battle. I think you're right. That effort and energy.
And I think you hit the nail on the head earlier, and I think you actually kind of predicted what is going to happen, and it is going to come down to the fact that Indy doesn't have that identity, right, in the fourth quarter when it gets to closing time. Pistons know exactly who they are in the close. They know what minute mark Kate Cunningham is coming out, coming back in. Yeah, so they know everything about who they are. And, look, this Pacers team has talent, is greatly coached, one of the best coaches in the NBA right now, in Rick Carlisle. So when you're at home with talent, with a great coach, you're always going to have a shot. Yeah, against a team that you hate to. Hey, how great is that if the Pistons are able to do this, and I don't want to get too much ahead of yourself, but if you just look at the schedule of where they are, tonight they have a chance to tie the record against who? Longtime rival Indiana. Next game they have a chance to break the record against who? Longtime rival Boston Celtics. I love this, man. This is so much history. There's so much stories unfolding. I love when, I love when stories tell themselves. Yeah, man. It's going to be. Yeah.
So if they win this, it sets up quite well.
Yeah.
Detroit Pistons, man, to go out there and do something special.
That's going to be a great game.
And who do they play after the Celtics?
The Magic.
A team that everyone had picked.
Yeah.
And the Pistons this year.
Yeah, the Magic. That's great. Almost
everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, national media.
Yeah, national media. Yeah, they jumped on them. They are turning it around though.
They would be good.
Yeah, they're turning it around. Yeah.
They're turning it around without their.
But no, man, give me that, man.
Well, I mean, look, hey, the Pistons are undefeated without Kate, so I mean, let's be fair.
And you know what? I did see someone say that maybe the Magic should start to build around Franz. Don't know where. I mean, I wouldn't go as far as that. I think
you have to choose one between those two.
He's a connector type player. I think that when in the Pistons, they made the right decision when they said we're going to build around K. He's our connector, and there were a lot of people who laughed at that. There were a lot of people who said, "Look, his style of play isn't translating to winning," and that's where the Orlando Magic they're in an identity crisis too. What's going on in the East is that everyone's identity has been changed. Some due to injury, some due to just you made the wrong decisions. I saw someone breaking down the fact that the Orlando Magic, it wasn't just that they brought in Desmond Bain, another high-usage player, just like Paolo Banchero and Franz, but they also lost their backup point guard. And they lost, Cole Anthony as well. Like, that type of stuff matters to your team. These guys who made a difference. We're sitting here right now talking about the dogs that we have on our team. Do we trade some of these guys? Orlando just tinkered just a little bit, and they supposedly brought in a high-end offensive player. Think about that. They let go just one or two of their dogs from last year and brought in Desmond Bain. But now all of a sudden you're looking at something isn't necessarily as right as they thought it would have been. So I don't know. I hesitate sometimes. Whatever Trajan sees out there, I'm going to be all for it. Did they call a foul?
Whoa. That's a bad foul
Kate
by
out there
Stu.
with LeVert.
Golly.
With LeVert and Ivy. Do you like Kate out there with LeVert and Ivy? Or do you think that's too much
I think I'd rather see
ball
maybe
handling,
Duncan
too much out there
Yeah.
at once?
I'm okay with it simply because Jaden Ivey has proven to be much more of a facilitator now over like the last, his stint last year, as well as the 16 games to close out that year prior when they won only 14. But I'm okay with it. I think Karis LeVert is the one that is primarily going to be, if he puts his head down to drive to the rim, then he's going to try and finish that. Whereas with Ivy, I at least have some hope that he's going to be able to pass the ball out. So I think that they're trying to effectively put a lineup out there that can attack the seams and the gaps as fast as they can. They got Ron Holland. They have Karis LeVert. They have Kay Cunningham, Isaiah Stewart, and Jaden Ivey.
Thomas in the chest has put Dennis in.
This is a lineup that they're trying to get speed, quickness, transition.
I like the fact to bring in Ron Holland and Isaiah Stewart.
But with Karis, it's just weird. What happened? That was a bucket. Okay, I was about to say it. I thought it was. Yeah. 91-84. K walked off so calm, like he just didn't just score on like three people. I almost thought they blew the basket off, waved the basket off.
I was looking like everybody looked like they were kind of
He just
motion.
they just started walking like it was like, well, go down the other court, other than the court. You know, it was just Cade just hit a tough bucket, demoralized the Pacers.
Oh, thought he had that one.
Jarris Walker has been hooping, by the way. He's 3 of 3 from behind the
He
arc.
was a prospect I like.
He was one of the ones, but I thought Jarris Walker was the.
Levert for 3.
Let's
in the
go,
corner.
Jarris Levert. He's been balling this game.
And that was because Jaden Ivey
is he, 2 for 3?
penetrated the paint.
He's hit a 3. Oh, he's 3 of 5. Yeah, he's hit 3
for
threes.
5, yeah.
12 points and 3 assists. So he's showing a little bit of that facilitation too.
Absolutely. What I want to see with him is what I want to see with Karis LeVert is I want to see them get rid of the sloppiness. Great play. Great play. Ron is trying to plead with the refs. He was standing out of bounds when he or the ball was out of bounds, excuse me. Yeah, it looked like the ball was bounced out of bounds, and then he grabbed it from there. But with Karis LeVert, man, it's the simple things. It's the Ivy with the up and under, and it's through. Wow, what a play. What a play by Jaden Ivey. What a finish. What a finish. Forgot about them first 2 layups in the first quarter. Pistons ball. Great run. Pistons are back up 10. Yeah. And look at Ivy with the great finish. Great, spectacular finish over Huff. Look at that. Went all the way under just to go back up. Great move. But like I was saying, with Stu cleans it up.
The energy's raised.
Yep.
1986 is now a double-digit lead.
TJ in, going to try and attack Ivy here with the baseline jumper. It's good. Ivy's got to defend that better. But, yeah, Karis LeVert's just got to cut down the sloppy turnovers, man, those missed defenses. And then, you know, then he's fine. He's fine. I'm not worried about him. Ivy. Oh, I think Ivy's going to pull this.
Let Ivy get his speed back, bro.
Ivy for 3. Step back, and it's through. The one thing. That was a great play. That was great. What a dog.
I was about to get mad. Like, get off of Ron. And I realized it was his own team.
Yeah.
Because Ron is crazy. Ron would not let go of him, dog. Karis yanked him off tough. He dove on the floor for that, bro.
Look at this. Look at this. Oh, that's mine.
That's his.
Mine.
That's his. That's it. Ooh, he gave him a little bit more of a. Look at Ron, dog. Hold on, dog. Look at him just grabbing him. Yeah. Shout out. Here you go, bro.
Bro, look at that. That's
Wait, hold on, dog.
That's what I called for,
Hold on, dog. McConnell took a little swipe. You saw the little hit.
I saw it. Yeah, McConnell got a little mad about that one.
He took a little swing.
Ron Holland put his hands up immediately, though. He put his hands up immediately right there. Yeah, we're definitely going to need a replay of that one. I'm going to see if I can get that on my laptop. Yeah. I'm glad I wasn't the only one that saw that.
Now, what you seeing right now, man? 101, 88, 25 seconds left in the third.
I mean, the third quarter looked rough for a bit, but this resurgence, I mean, just like Jeff said, getting Ron Holland in, getting that new energy going, I mean, I'm loving it. I'm loving what I'm seeing right now. This is the Pistons team that I love. This mentality, they just... This is just awesome. Cade Cunningham with the ball up top.
Shot clock is off.
Cade Cunningham ISO. Here we go. 13 seconds left. 12. 10 seconds left. Cade Cunningham. Taking it from the 3. Oh, right at the front of the rim. Missed. Jaden Ivey with the rebound. Left side of the key. Oh, it's off. It's off. Great resurgence at the end of that third quarter, though. Great resurgence. Wow.
Yeah, shout out, man.
The lamp isn't there, but the three is
The 3 is there, man. Like, you could tell Jaden Ivey's legs
That layup, though,
is.
Come on now.
He smoked a few in the first half.
He smoked a few, and he had the Chauncey Billups dunk. So, look, his legs will get there. Like, he's making the right basketball plays and moves. He's getting to his spots. It's just there's a couple times where I could tell old Ivy would have even gotten to his spots a little bit quicker. I think this is just him getting back into game speed. This is why you put him on the minutes restrictions. Yep. And because this man is probably out there playing on straight adrenaline right now. So I'm glad the Pistons are saying, you know what, we have this lead. We've given ourselves the opportunity to be cautious with guys like Jaden Ivey. And we see it working. Like, if anybody thought Jaden Ivey wasn't a player, you could see right now, as my dad would say, the chops that he has. Offensively, it's there. Like, he smoked a cup, like what? We saw him smoke at least 3 or 4, maybe? Jaden Ivey, he could have had 10 points in the first quarter. That's the Jaden Ivey that I remember seeing from last year. The only thing that's missing right now is just that athleticism and that extra boost, that extra gear he has. You know, and so when he gets that, I think, look out. You know, people who are bullish on Jaden Ivey, I think that they were right to be so. I'm bullish on him. I'm one of those guys, but I do believe that the others out there, like Weezy D313s, man, yeah, I think that Ivey's going to be one of those guys when he gets this thing figured out. And him and Jalen Duren, they bet on themselves. And the Pistons, they know. They believe in these players. So they know, hey, we're probably going to be paying these guys a lot of money. And this is where you need the Jalen Durens of the world and the Jaden Iveys to step up and reach that. I know, you know, pretty bad injury for Jaden Ivey, but he's a hooper nonetheless. But I like what you were talking about as it relates to the Pistons and the end of that third quarter. The energy got picked back up. Ron Holland definitely was in the mix. It seemed like he got on the court. The vibes started going the other way. They were, up single digits, 8 points, 9 points, and now they're back up 101-88. Oh, is this the T.J. McConnell one?
Looks like he grabbed him.
Oh, he just grabbed him?
Yeah.
Let me see here.
They do it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he grabs him. He grabs him. Yeah, he's definitely frustrated. It must be frustrating when, like, you're a mirror type of a player. It's like, yeah. It's like T.J. McConnell and Ron Holland got mixed up.
And now that TJ's getting
like 2 tornadoes.
32, it's like that. Now that he's 31, 32, you know he's a grown man. He's a bit more chilled out. And then you see somebody 19, and you're just like, yeah. You're like, damn, I used to do that. Now I see how annoying I was.
You don't realize, I don't got a stamina.
Yeah.
Young boy got that.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, great call by Jeff, my man, with Ron Holland and the energy he brings. And that's why he's going to stay in the rotation, man. It's because even if he's not getting you 15 points, he's giving you that, like that whole team responding to him. And you love to see it. Isaiah Stewart.
Straight through him.
Yeah, I thought he could have gave him another nudge.
Yeah, Stu has to take his time in the paint.
He usually does. He just didn't that time.
That one was one in which I think he was playing for the foul.
Yep.
And not necessarily like I think
just playing,
the content was like, let me get the shot up.
Mm-hmm. I agree. But Huff, man, I like this kid Huff. Like I said, yeah, I think he's a good prospect. I think if Indiana plays him more, I think they'll have something they like. The question with him has always just been foot speed, but everything else he's got.
Did you see that? Who the Knicks playing? He's only up 65, 58.
Weren't they playing like Charlotte or somebody tonight?
I don't like
Nets. Oof.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's Biggie night. Shout out Notorious. LeVert brings the ball up. Great move. The shot's off, but that was a good ISO move there. Good bucket. Javonte Green back out there for the Pistons. Yeah, like I said, it's going to be hard to get him off this team, man, out of this rotation. Look at the fight.
Who's that, Karras?
Karras with the great steal.
You know what?
He's been good. Yes, he absolutely has. He's been one of the like 5 or 6 best performers tonight, and that's all you can ask for a bench player. What?
He did this last game too.
Yeah.
Him and Javonte.
Yeah. But I think he also had like a couple turnovers and some other things I didn't like, to be honest. I haven't seen those from him this game, is what I'm saying. So I think this has been an even better game.
Hurry up and shoot.
That's a compliment. It's a compliment. That's saying he's improving.
But you know what? Even then, like, he got that steal because Ron Holland was a menace before.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, Duncan Robinson has been the king of opportunistic steals because everybody else is playing good defense. So, like, shout out to, hey, man, get it how you get it. I ain't mad at it.
That's a great game for Karras, though.
Yeah, you'll take that from a bench player. Absolutely.
Smokes a second free throw. Pistons up 102-88. 10:50 left in the fourth.
So TJ bringing it up. Giving it to Matherin, known Piston killer, man. He was the one who got it going when Indy came back last time.
What a block or whatever that.
And they are going to push that. Pascal with the great deflection to stop the fast break. Now Karras with the ball. No.
I love that.
Feed the big man.
I love that.
Feed the big man.
If they didn't, he wouldn't have got the foul call. He didn't even have to put up a shot attempt. It was just because I think he realized, all right, they're going to be clutching, grabbing. If he gets the ball in at the right angle and he can catch it, that's exactly what's going to happen. They put another foul on him. The reason why those
a big part of the Pacers offense.
yeah, and another thing that you want is for the Pistons, when you get in the clutch time, you want the Pistons to be in the bonus. Plays and moments like this at the 10:29 mark in the fourth quarter, picking up that foul is so crucial. It's so crucial, man. So hopefully they can continue to put pressure on the Pacers and get themselves that much more close to being in the penalty or in the bonus. Because Cade will pick up those types of fouls. See, Javonte Green picks up another one. These are great moments by the bench right now, pushing the Pistons that much closer to the bonus, because that's what's going to help this team be able to close this thing out that much easier, unless they want to go and smoke the free throws as well.
Especially when you have, Cade, Duren, Asar, your starters who you imagine are closing this game. Those are some of your best at drawing fouls. So they didn't, but I don't believe that hit rim.
If it was a foul, though,
What they call
why wouldn't they go back to violation?
Did it not go back to 14?
No, it doesn't hit the shot, too.
Yeah, it was definitely not off in time, though.
Was that a foul last time? Because they didn't put the clock back.
Missed that one. Pascal. Great double by Ron Holland, man. His defensive.
I'm telling you, dog.
I mean, look, this is the game. I don't give a F what he scores. I don't give a F what Ron Holland scores, man. What does he just do in the game?
It's literally just what the doctor ordered.
He's the king of the eye test, bro. He's the king of the eye test. Like, if you tell me that person, like, doesn't matter,
But he
then
showcased-
you don't know ball.
showcased his
Yeah.
ability to score the ball as well this season as well.
He's
Right now, it's just not needed.
he has, yeah. He has. I think he's still got a lot of growing there.
Yeah, half-court offense is a little tough for him.
Yeah.
Let's go, let's go.
Go ahead, get that.
Yes. Pistons with a tip.
Karis LeVert.
What a Euro step.
That was a great play.
And one.
That was a great play. I don't understand why they keep switching Huff onto LeVert. Like, Huff's been on LeVert like 3 plays in a row, 4 plays in a row.
Go
And
right
every,
by him.
and every
Yeah.
time he gets it, he's just to the basket.
Yeah. Look at that. He knew what he did there. He knew he messed up. And that's what it is. That's the only knock against him is his foot speed. LeVert got to make those free throws, though.
Several now. I think he's missed 3 here in the third quarter.
Do you think it is to cut him some bail? Do you think a lot of this is him adjusting to like his new kind of usage
Strong board.
and situation?
This has kind of been what he's been in his career. I just think it's a notion of getting that.
Asar.
Yes. Oh, a star with the walk down, spin off the backboard over the defender, and it goes in. 106-88. 9:13 left in the fourth. But I think it's more just chemistry, comfortability. You're at the beginning of the season, getting in season shape and season rhythm and such. T.J. McConnell with a tough basket, but Pistons are still up 16 points, 106-90 with 8:55 left in the fourth quarter. And we want to see the Pistons finish this game out the same way we've seen them win some of these other games. And it's honestly poise, being under control. They cut down on the turnovers. This is one in which I think it's going. This is a turnover. They can't have these types of plays. Stu was trying to post up Karis LeVert, who's made a couple buckets in a row and had T.J. McConnell on him, but you have to be able to value each and every one of these possessions here. You want to see this team go out there and feel good about the types of victory that they had. Like, I know the Lions are happy they got their victory because there's only 17 of these weeks. But I know that there's a lot of people, including the Lions, who are probably like, yo, we probably should have played a little bit better. You want to walk away from this game knowing We played good. We came up against a squad that we should have beat by double digits, and we went out there and we absolutely had our foot on the pedal to the metal, and everybody knew we were the ones under control this entire game. Pascal Siakam with 19 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists on the night, man. Just hits another one.
That's a good night, but not a great night. And that's what you want if you're the Pistons.
Who knocked that one down?
Nice bucket from
Karras
Woodward.
again. I mean, it's
He has seen this as his opportunity. Yeah. He's been phenomenal.
so this is to tie the franchise record-long 13-game winning streak. They are 7 minutes and 43 seconds away from doing so if they can continue to maintain this lead. The Pacers are playing tough. It's just the Pistons are still just increasing that lead little by little by little. Where's your identity right now? Remember I told you, without Tyrese Halliburton, this team just doesn't know what to do in the fourth quarter. You're seeing everybody take shots.
Yep, your turn, my turn. That's all it's been. It's your turn, my turn type of offense for Indy, and then whatever transition they can get. And Duncan, man, Pascal with the great finish. But oh my goodness, what a sloppy inbound! What a sloppy inbound from Javonte Green. Just gave that. Yep, that's fine. That was the inbound was Javonte Green.
No, who they really somebody up off the bench.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, Kate.
Yeah. Kate's probably coming in for a little bit.
Probably around that 4 mark. Take a quick break.
That was sloppy. That was very, very sloppy. TJ getting animated on the bench.
Cut the lead down to 12.
Let's see. Big fan. Shout out Detroit Grit 23. Big fan. Love listening to you guys at work every night on all of the Woodward sports channels. Shout out to you. Shout out to you, man. Man, appreciate you, man. That means the world. That means the world, man. I appreciate each and every one of you that's in this chat here tonight. Leave a comment what you're doing. Are you at work right now? Are you at home watching the game? What are you doing? Thompson sleeping? Yeah, Thompson was sleeping, but honestly, I think it was more so the bad decision by Green to inbound that. I mean, you gotta know the guy's like at least looking at you. You gotta at least make eye contact when you're making in that inbounds pass. So I'd put it more on Green. Pistons have to play perfect in order to win. Wake the hell up. I disagree with that strongly. I don't think they have to play perfect to win this game. I think they're not playing perfect and they're winning.
I do want to see them do a little less to shoot themselves in the foot, because what will happen against obviously better quality teams is they're going to take advantage of these things. We're seeing the Pacers get the turnovers and not taking advantage. So I get it, if you want to see the team play perfect, but honestly, every NBA team learns to win not playing perfectly. And that's where the Pistons are going to have to learn how to tough it through while not shooting themselves in the foot. Like that, the careless, mistakes like that, no. If you're going in and you're going for a layup and somebody just blocks you, or some defender like Dyson Daniels makes this a great steal, you live with that. Just Pascal, you live with that. Yeah. But this out-of-bounds stuff, how many times on the third and fourth quarter have we seen them miss layups, miss dunks, miss free throws? Those are the types of things. Giving up the second chance points, like someone just blows right past you. One person goes in between 3 of your jerseys and grabs the offensive rebound, stuff like that.
This could be easily from a 12-point game to
they could be winning by like
20.
Yeah, easily.
Shout out to chat, man. Shout out everybody
Official
in the chat.
review.
Let's get this to 200 likes before the game ends.
Let's rock.
Game, we will be back.
What were they reviewing?
Sean Zanator says Duncan is shooting like cheeks.
Who'd they give a tech to?
TJ McConnell. He's just been talking and hold on. Him and JB, dog. Him and JB, dog. Did you see that? I wonder. Golly, this is a night I wish I could have asked some questions. Sheesh, I'm gonna hit up like Cody or like Cody, dog. Ask him what the heck was going on with him and TJ. I wonder what TJ said to when he walked past him to get the tech.
Well, he did the timeout motion. I saw that. That's
he did it to JB?
He might have said no to the ref, or maybe to JB.
Woo!
And we know who's coming back in to say today.
Cade Cunningham, Jalen Duren. Something if you've heard this before, lob connection. Jalen Duren actually 15 points, 10 rebounds. He has that double-double. 6 of 10 field goals. 6 of 10, yeah. Oh, that's your guy, huh? Now I see why Platte's growing that beard.
Yeah, shout out Big Huff. Shout out Big Huff, OG.
3 or 5 from behind the arc tonight.
I'm pretty sure that kid's younger than me.
Oh, Cade.
Good move.
He could have put Huff on a poster, dog. Man, they're letting the contact go, and the Pistons still go out there and get the second chance. I think Cade wants to score this. Yep, he called the ISO. He wants to score. He's forcing the issue. He got the free throw attempts. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see.
While we're waiting for Cade to hit these free throws, Randall Smalls in the chat says, "What player has had the funkiest shot for World Be Free?"
Kevin Duckworth.
I mean, he said for him, World Be Free. I think it's Sean Marion.
Kevin Duckworth.
B-ball Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one is that's an interesting one. It's interesting seeing him shoot in practice, and it just goes in. Like, he's really good shooting the 3-ball, but that thing has a weird release. But Sean Marion, when I was growing up, that was the one. It was so awkward. We all practiced trying to shoot like that. Like, me and my friends, and we just couldn't get it. And for the rest of the night, I am going to be keeping my eyes peeled on J.B. Bickerstaff and T.J. McConnell.
It's the subplot of the game.
Oh yeah, Lonzo, yeah.
I'm glad like our players don't be like talking to other teams, coaches, and all that type of stuff, man. They just keep it chill, do what they do. They yell at the refs, yell at each other.
Fourth quarter Cade, absolutely. Mark Royal in the chat.
It's gonna be interesting to see what they do here to Cade in the fourth quarter in terms of defensive looks. That's something I ask all you guys to definitely key in on, just to see exactly what they're going to do to attack him, or if they're going to give him his one-on-one looks.
And that's another.
They're bringing late double teams, like they've been doing that all game, bringing late double teams behind the ball handler.
And that's another thing I'm looking at. I'm looking at Duren too. Like I said, I've talked about Huff probably more than he's ever been talked about. But one thing about him is obviously the lack of foot speed. Duren, if he can find ways to exploit him in transition, whether it's with the ball or without the ball, he should be able to get some. Yes, he should be able to get some nice easy buckets off of that. So I'm looking for that, and I think Cade is too. I mean, you've seen the last couple times Cade has gone to Jalen Duren, other than that last play where he shot a couple times because he was hunting his. So I think that that's going to be a big matchup that the Pistons play down the stretch as long as they keep Huff out.
Yeah, JD is free throws. Pistons up 133-99, 5:36.
Let's go.
For them to tie history.
5 minutes before history. 5 minutes, and this team is etched in their franchise history. Regardless of what happens the next game. If they close out these final 5 minutes, they are etched in Pistons history. And that is very cool considering what they were 2 years ago.
You know the Pacers know that. They're not just coming out here like laying down. You know, they're like, look, you can go out there and earn this victory, even if you blow us out.
Tobias with the nice just walk down bucket. You love to see that.
Yeah, and I just got called out. The others. You need the others. Duncan Robinson has disappeared. That means one of the others is going to have to step up. You always need at least one or two of the others to be going. And tonight, I haven't seen too much of that.
Great defense.
Duncan Robinson with the defensive style. Oh, no, what kind of pass is that?
Oh, my.
Duncan gives it right back. Right back. I don't know why he threw that pass. Since the first quarter, yeah. First quarter, he was pretty good.
You know
Since then, no. He should not have thrown that.
That was a Jameis Winston pass yesterday. That should have been intercepted.
Jameis Winston caught a touchdown on Derek Barnes.
That was crazy. That's just a good
I told Shep earlier in Bray, I was like, Derek Barnes should never look like that. Like,
Shit, I never let that happen.
like, golly, you got mossed, and then he just ran you over, dog.
That's the one.
I'm like, golly, and I like Derek Barnes, man. Duncan Robinson's coming out of the game after that. Yeah, shot not falling, and a bad turnover here. 115-101, 4:37 left. The game doesn't feel at all in any type of threat or at all, but you want to see the Pistons continue to keep this up, man. Like, I want to see them go out there and win this thing by double digits. And if you can push this lead up to 20 again, do that. That means that their energy is going there doing defense to offense.
Karis LeVert back in.
Yeah. What up, though, Jeff?
What do you think it's going to be a point where they end up putting Jaden Ivey in the game, maybe kind of, on that minute restriction where he actually, ends the game? Because eventually, that's going to be someone that you trust to have out there to end the game. So you want to kind of get those reps with him. When do you think that will be?
That's an interesting one. JB Bickerstaff has done these rotations pretty much bucking what a lot of us thought would happen.
He's
But
well, and he's shooting it, really well.
I would assume after the road trip, maybe.
Yeah.
If they're still playing well and the chemistry's going, I would assume come home, let them get comfortable, get into some practices rather than just shoot-arounds.
Yeah.
I would be my guess, my hunch.
I think, too, also you got to look at the fact that this team, I think that the game Karis is having, the good game that Karis is having, I think if he wasn't having this good game, maybe you'd see Dennis or even Ivy. I would agree with you, Kool-Aid. You're probably holding off on Ivy, giving him that responsibility. But I think a guy like Dennis Jenkins, you've seen them trust him. And tonight they just put LeVert back in. So, and that's understandable. LeVert's had a hell of a game. So I like the decision. But I think it is going to be kind of riding the hot hand. And that's something they did last season, too, with Hardaway and Beasley, right?
Yeah. Jarris Walker with another three. What does he have, 5 threes tonight?
That's 2 back-to-back.
8 points.
Indiana has made 13 of 29 three-pointers tonight to the Pistons, 9 of 25. They lead 115-107,
Really cool.
330. I told you guys this game was an ooh, what a crossover and finish for Cade Cunningham. Mid-range Cade. 117-107, 320.
Brendan shouted it out. They were 7 of 14 from 3. They're now 9 of 25.
Cade is 21 points, 11 assists, 6 rebounds. He did another 2010 game.
That means 2 of their last 11.
Or what does he need? He needs 25 and 10.
25.
So he needs 25 and 10.
Yeah, he needs 4 more assists for that. So
Pascal.
probably not.
What is it, 10 rebounds or 10 assists?
You can't give up that offensive.
No, does he have? I think he has 10 assists already.
No, he has 6.
Oh, all right.
Cade,
Yeah,
21 points, 11 rebounds, 6.
Oh, he got 11 rebounds. Okay.
Yeah.
he flip-flopped it up.
He finally got them rebounds, huh?
I told you I could say it.
Cade Cunningham, mid-range Cade, rims out.
He's been shooting it well
I-
tonight.
He knows his spots. I'm comfortable with that, man. Get to your spots and go. Uh-oh.
Need some defense out here.
Let me put this app away, man. Let me put this away.
I got the chat open for it.
Sam one.
Call the foul.
Can
117, 111, 217 left in the game.
let me say it-
10-2 run in the last 2 minutes for the Pacers.
Let me say it again. Do we love Asar? Yes. Right now, do we love Karis? Yeah, he's been hot tonight. But right now, it seems like defensively we're lacking something. I think it might be time to bring Ron Holland back into the game for the second time.
It would be interesting to see what they do here.
Change of
2:17
energy.
left in the game.
Sitting here now looking through the box score, and Pistons are getting great contribution from just up and down this entire roster. But Holland, 11 minutes, he has taken absolutely 0 field goals, but he has 3 rebounds, 3 assists,
What's his plus
3
minus?
personal fouls. He's a +1 on the night. Yep, he's a +1. Our highest +1, plus minus on the night is Duncan Robinson at 15. What a world. We see Ron Holland's energy and effort, and we're sitting here saying Duncan Robinson hasn't looked that high in those plus. That's why plus minus is not the end all be all, but it does help to tell you at least or a little bit more of the perspective or the narrative. Now, after that, you got Jaden Ivey and Jalen Duren as your next 2 highest plus minuses. So that's cool. Jaden Ivey off the bench with a +7, Jalen Duren with a +8, and then Cade Cunningham is just sitting at a 0 right now. Him and Karis LeVert.
And how many minutes is that Jaden Ivey at tonight?
12 minutes for Jaden Ivey.
What do you have last game? 10, I think, right?
Something like that.
So it was like 10 points or 12 points in 10 minutes.
Slowly ramping it up.
Something, yeah.
Let me see here.
But
Cade's played the most minutes tonight, 34
have-
minutes.
12 points in 12 minutes. That's a point a minute. I mean,
No, that's good.
he's it's good production.
10 points in 15 minutes the game before, and now you're talking about 10 and 12.
So I'm just saying, like when we talked about earlier, how him with 28 minutes a game, you're starting to enter that realm where he he gets somewhere around that 25 range. You know what I mean? That's something.
Very ambitious for Ivy.
But
I think it's very ambitious.
I mean, we have to understand that he's had a long time off because of his injury, but before that he was playing really well, and he hit that game winner, the one to tie it. I mean, he was playing really well. So now you give him, I'm sure he's been working on stuff, over that time period of him being off, that he's now starting to, kind of put in his bag, on the court.
One thing I want to point out, Kool-Aid, and I want your thoughts on this is, remember the Atlanta game, right, where Atlanta came surging back in the fourth quarter. Yeah. Second half of back-to-back, team seemed a little gassed. The home team had momentum. What we saw was Cade and Dennis Jenkins close down the stretch. Do you want to see Dennis in? I mean, again, LeVert's had a good game, but are you looking elsewhere because Dennis might provide you just that extra defensive spark, or are you going just with a defensive lineup like Stu and Duren and Asar, and let me just get the guys out there that will hold them? We don't need another point the rest of this game. We just need them to not score. Like, where are you at with it? Because I think if this team's identity is defense, I think you roll with defense, and Cade is a one-man offense, and I think you live with that. That's personally what I think.
You know what? I don't hate the idea.
It sounds preventative, but it's also your identity, your defense first.
But if you can't score, then that's a situation too that starts to work against you. Now I don't know, man. I like Dennis Jenkins. I like what he's provided, and you know what? We've also seen him do it in clutch moments. We've seen him be there in important times during this 12-game winning streak. Tobias Harris, I like this. Against Pascal Siakam, though, which is interesting. He left it a little bit short. 117, 112, 152 left in the game. It's going to be a battle. And this is the thing here. The Pistons have won that turnover battle the last 2 or 3 games, right? And they got like a lot of points. A couple of those games, a quarter of their points came off points conceded off of turnovers, right? Well, in this game, they actually have 16 turnovers to the Pacers 12. They only have 18 points. They've only gotten 18 points off those 12 turnovers, but they've given the Pacers 23 points off of their turnovers. Yeah. So already tonight we can see part of the recipe that has led them to be a good winning team is not quite in the mix for them tonight. So if they're going to win this, they're going to have to tough it out some other way.
They burned 50 seconds of clock, but they also did not get it.
Yeah. 11-2 Pacers run the last 3 minutes of the game. Pistons do lead.
So
Was that K? Got yeah. Oh my gosh.
He just lost it.
K, he gets this. He gets that still on a play like that though. Even though Tobias was one who secured the possession, it would be a K still.
Yeah.
But Tobias, Tobias smokes the late. Did he even get a layup attempt? He just smoked the whole fast break attempt.
The ball literally just slipped right off his fingers. I'm telling
You cannot make this up. If they make this, it will be a 3-point game.
This game
one
is
possession game.
This game is only close because of the fact that the Pistons have missed layups and dunks this whole entire game.
It was a joke at first,
But it's not
and now it's like it literally like hey listen, Jars, Matt Pack, Looms,
Sponsor this team.
because you're gonna be mentioned a lot. At this rate, I'm hoping that these are when you talk about a squad. Can the Pistons improve? How can they realistically stay at this pace all season? Well, it's because they still have a lot of things that they could clean up, or at least a few things. The layups and the easy shots and easy buckets, they got to clean that up. You want to know why doubly? Because they're getting to those spots. They're
missed the second.
117, 113.
Oh, they're calling it on the floor.
Against the Pistons, they're calling it on Jalen Duren. Dog, that is some bull.
What?
That is some bull.
That is terrible.
What?
Why was there a guy in a Pistons jersey standing up clapping for that?
I think JB needs to challenge that. I don't understand What exactly? That's. He was just
That's
going for the
incidental
ball.
contact.
Yep.
That's.
That's trash. That's trash.
Talking about.
So they get more free throws. 48 seconds left. 117, 113. Wow.
They're trying to play spoiler.
Wow.
Dog, yo, the Pistons streak is on the line here. Please stop showing Tyrese Halliburton. I do not care in his fuchsia or hot pink shirt. 117, 114, 117, 115, 48.9 seconds left to go. So obviously they're not fouling. They're going to just play straight up defense. Both teams are in a bonus. Pistons with 2 timeouts. The Pacers with 1. If they don't get the bucket here, man, they haven't shown that they can stop the Pacers. Not in this fourth. Cade Cunningham, one-on-one with Mathurin, it looks like. Crossing, he has his back to the basket, left side of the rim, spins to the paint, and hits it! And hits it and barks at him. Let's go.
All right, get it.
Nembhard is coming down. Crosses over on Cade.
I'm good with Nembhard shooting. He's been terrible this game.
What in the world? A high one up over Duran. I thought Duran showed right, though. Nembhard, that's got to be a foul, bro. Come on. Hey, he's barking at him, dog.
I'm not gonna lie.
Let's go.
That was something where I was like,
Look at this right here, dog.
Little baby.
Fired up Cade, boy.
And who was the guy? Who was the guy that was barking at Jay Ivey? Remember that? Yeah. Come back to him.
Don't smoke these.
like I got you, little bro.
Come on, Cade. Don't smoke these. Platte over there smoking. He missed the first free throw. Come on, Cade. And these are parts of when you talk about MVP candidate, when you're talking about the next step up, these are things Cade is going to have to make sure is a part of his repertoire.
Yeah.
Chauncey Billups was one of those guys who, if it was this time of the game, Richard Hamilton, this time of the game, they're knocking down both free throws. Makes 1 or 2. The Pistons are up 120 to 117, 12.4 seconds left.
Listen, I'm sorry, but
What do we need to do to get certain things?
What's that? You want to do a post game? Okay. Yeah, we could do a post game from there.
listen, I want to see Ron Holland in for this defensive possession here. It just needs to happen. It just has to be. It has to be. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, he's one of the players you put in at this moment, and at this point, he's one of those players. Brendan, what are you looking to see in this the rest of this game here, especially, up by 3, about what, 15 seconds remaining?
Let us know when they get back.
Yep. Yeah, we will. I mean, this fourth quarter has been very scary, man. I didn't expect to be in this situation at all, honestly. We just, if they do get a shot up, obviously don't foul them, but don't let them get a shot up. Just, it's tough with 12 seconds left, but just don't do anything stupid. No stupid mistakes. Nothing. Try and get the ball back. Do not foul, like, on a shot.
But, Chris, do you foul if, they try to, get the clock down to, somewhere around that 5 range and they're not getting the shot up? Do you foul then?
Absolutely. Like, if they take too long to get their look, you definitely you definitely foul. So I'm looking at this situation as one where the Pistons can make the right play. You think he's playing straight up? I think that's more so this Pistons' identity. I agree.
But I get it. The strategy is your foul, but I feel like JB is one that's just like, look, you're going to hit the shot, you're going to beat us.
No Ron?
Line up like a football.
But no
Look, bro, they formed the effing wall. Double screen off the top.
Miss.
And he missed.
Oh, they're going to call the foul.
No way.
Don't call that foul. Yes!
Pistons.
Offensive foul. Offensive
I
foul.
think they called just out of bounds.
Just out of bounds?
I think they called.
Hey, well, let's rock.
They just pointed that way.
Is that what I thought? See, okay, let's
That
rock.
was actually a really great
I
play
thought-
design.
Tobias,
He got open.
great effort though on that contest.
Yeah, it was a great. That's Good point by you, brother.
Asar immediately looked to ref like, please don't call that on me, please, God.
8.2 seconds left. Pistons have the ball. Obviously, they're going to get fouled. So the thing you have to draw up is how do you get the clean inbound play? Because in this fourth quarter, what has aided in the Pacers' comeback? The Pistons just smoking inbound plays. Mm-hmm. So it's like these are important times. And then right after that, can you hit the free throws? Yeah. You talking about in the playoffs, what was something we saw them do against the Knicks? They smoked free throws in the Knicks in two of those games where they collapsed down the stretch. You have to be able to perform in these closing moments. Think about how much more the pressure is going to be turned up for a player like Cade or like Jalen Duren when it's, okay, Game 6 against the New York Knicks and you have a chance to close them out. Game 7 in Madison Square or, because LCA, because, Pistons going to be hosting, Game 7, Pistons-Knicks at LCA. These are the moments that you want to know. You step into the line and, oh, we got free throws, game over. That's what we used to feel. I know you remember them 04 Pistons. We knew it was done. We knew if the Pistons had a 1-point lead, if it was a tie game and it was 20 seconds left and the Pistons were going to the free throw line, I knew we were about to win. Yep, like, it's got to get back to that, especially if we're talking about guys who we want to see take not just all-star, but all NBA level leaps. Free throws got to be a part of the bag in crunch time. Definitely do. 8.2 seconds left here. Probably just be a quick pass in and they foul.
You think Cade's going to inbound it?
JB Bickerstaff usually always does that.
Yeah. It doesn't look like it.
Don't look like it.
Ooh, who they send? Tobias Harris.
I like that.
This is a new wrinkle.
Yeah, a vet that you trust.
So you got Duncan, you got Cade. We got another timeout here? No? Okay, so you got...
Oh, they had too many players on the court.
So you got Cade, you got Duncan, you got JD, you got Tobias.
They're not even going to pass to Cade.
And who? Asar is way
on
the other side. Is it?
Levert, yep.
Okay. Get it the ball.
What a play design! What a play design, actually, still.
They didn't know.
Goodness
they
gracious.
Didn't know who their fifth person was. That's crazy.
Dog, what a play design. All right, who is he calling in now? Did he say Dennis?
I think so.
Yo, that'd be interesting. I actually want to see who he's bringing into the game now. What a play design, actually. And what a pass, too, by Tobias. That was
well drawn up.
Let's see who's coming in now to play defense.
Ron and probably Asar.
All right, Karis Savard hits the first free throw.
And that's big because he's missed a couple of
Oh, they're brought
Asar and Stu?
Asar. I couldn't see the other person. It got to be Stu, right?
Stu. It makes sense.
They're just looking for somebody to smack the ball.
And it makes but it also makes sense because JD got 5. So
yeah. So we got Toby, Stu, Cade.
To them going to we're gonna follow you and not let you get a 3.
Yep. So we got Karis, Asar, Cade, Tobias, and Stu in the game. 7.1 seconds. Pistons lead 122 to 117.
Close it out, baby. Close it out. Tie history.
Foul.
Oh, we're good.
No, we're good here.
We're good.
Air ball. 0.6 seconds left.
We're good.
Let's go. Come on. Let's go.
That's 13.
What are we going to do? We just going to turn the camera around? That's it.
Yep.
That's it. That's it. Hold on, bro. I'm going to give you that. Let's do this thing here, man. Let's do this thing here, man. Then we got to get to this post game. We're going to put this on 4K. I'm going to take up the extra space in my iPhone for this video.
Got to.
What a victory, man. Hey, look, we over here. We got the watch party going on post game on the way. The Detroit Pistons, they win again, 122-117. What's special about this one, Platte?
Franchise tying record.
Let's
the Pistons.
go.
This same Pistons team. And you want to know something, Kool-Aid?
Talk to me.
2 years ago, to this day, on November 24th, they lost their 13th game to the Pacers. Today, they won their franchise record 13th game against the Pacers, tying their franchise record, man. And we get the chance to do it for number 14, new record, alone record, standalone record against Boston Wednesday.
National TV on ESPN. Those Detroit Pistons. An NBA Cup game.
Let's go, man. You can't write a better script than this.
Hey, the Pistons won again.
Man. Let's go. Post-game coverage right here on Woodward. Post-game coverage on Woodward. Stay tuned.
Tell me what you guys thought about that game. Let's run.
Jeff, do me a favor. Cut to this cam. Kool-Aid. Here. Because I know where this needs to be. Kool-Aid, go ahead and hop down here for a second. Or Brendan, yeah, let's just get your thoughts real quick. Yeah. And while I rotate this camera. So once you get off that camera, I'm going to go swap it out, right? Yeah, absolutely. Let's plug into that. Okay. So go ahead and cut to camera 1. Yep, there we go.
This has been so awesome. What a game. What a game. I mean, third quarter, most of the third quarter, I would say, looked a little rough. I mean, the defense definitely needs some fixes. But, man, I mean, I'm just in love with this team right now. I mean, what is it? Did you say 13 game?
13 in a row.
13 in a row now. Just, oh, my goodness. I truly can't believe it from what we were 2 years ago. My biggest standout, it's getting annoying saying it over and over again, but it was probably Cade Cunningham. I mean, he's just big difference maker. 24 points tonight, 11 rebounds, 6 assists. Karis LeVert as well, 19 points off the bench. I mean, that's amazing right there. I mean, I'm not expecting that from him. I wasn't expecting that from him tonight. I know Chris wasn't either. But just a great watch overall. It was a close game. Not as close as I like to see, but it was a good game. I'm glad to see what I saw.
Yes, sir. And I know we're about to get this post game rolling from the desk, but this was fun, especially having Brendan and Jeff along with Platte and myself. And this was real fun. And I think we're almost about ready to get this thing going from the desk.
Cool. I'll get over in the booth.
You already know what time it is, right?
We good up here? All right.
All
right.
Pistons win again.
NASCAR
boy.
pit stop, baby. NASCAR pit stop. We're here.
Hey, you know what?
Game.
It's time for
The box.
the box score. You already know it, dog. We got to go through it. Shout out to you guys again for being here and supporting us at Woodward Sports, the Woodward basketball and Woodward Pistons teams. And this Detroit Pistons overall, man. Shout out, man. I 13 wins in a row, tying the franchise record, and they get an opportunity on national media to go on ahead and break that record. And we're going to jump right into the box score. I do believe this. This was a game that I thought could be a battle. This was a game we talked about. That's why I'm glad that we give our takes, early in the game in terms of how we think this will be. And I believe that this is more or less a character win for your Detroit Pistons. There's going to be a lot of different ways that they win this year. There's going to be times when they blow out teams like this, and there's going to be times where you see your team step up and show the moxie and the heart that I didn't see from this squad like this 2 years ago. It didn't matter who was playing. Do you know how many teams rested their main guys coming in to face the Pistons like 2 and 3 years ago, and they still beat the Pistons? These types of games were losses, and so I'm going to continue to push back on everybody who just said, oh, but it's just the pace. Oh, but it's just this.
Exactly.
I do not care.
Yeah.
Because if they would have lost this, and everybody would have been saying what? See, we knew they wasn't real. That means that there's something to play for each and every game, and I think that's what we see out of these Detroit Pistons. That's what I think that we're seeing out of it, man. And it's getting me fired up and pumped up. 13 wins in a row after seeing 28, covering 28, cheering for it, paying for it. Bro, our brother Nick, shout out to the Tailgate Always Wins.
Shout out.
Was there with season tickets. Do you know how crazy it is to see that? You're paying for the first and the third worst seasons in franchise history, but he said, bro, I'm still tapped in. I am tapped in for this team. I believe in these players. They just got to get this and that. But I heard this from a lot of those season ticket holders. And so for those people, I'm glad that we're able to see them have this type of reversal, this type of historic reversal. And now they get an opportunity to not just etch. They have their name etched now amongst the top winning streaks in franchise history. But now they have an opportunity to go and etch it to have the best after setting the worst. I'm really hoping these Detroit Pistons get there, man. I really am.
I think they will, man. I think at this point you are foolish to bet against them. I think they've shown you that they can win any and every way. And that is the makings of a team that will go very far in the NBA. A team that will reach their highest highs, because you do have to win multiple ways, Kool-Aid. You can't just beat everybody by 10 every game. You can't. Like, as much as, we see OKC doing it, and it's very impressive and scary, you need to have these wins like this so that your team knows, okay, on the road, we gave all the momentum to the home team. And this team had everything to fight for. They were fired up for this game. You could tell that Indiana wanted to win this game. This was a big deal to Indiana. This was a big game for them.
Yep.
And the Pistons are now at that position where they are the big game for everybody. They are the NBA playoffs, the NBA finals for some of these teams, because they are looking to spoil what has been the best and biggest story in the NBA right now, the Detroit Pistons.
Fired up,
And
boy.
so, man, it's just incredible to come from the days. And like I said, to just 2 years ago to the calendar day, Pistons losing their 13th straight to Indiana. And now, 2 years later, winning their 13th straight, tying a franchise record against who? None other than Indiana Pacers.
Hey, I love
It's a story that writes itself.
anytime we can include them in a story where the Detroit Pistons are coming out on top.
Yeah.
Thank you, Indiana Pacers, man. Thank you for that.
Shout
Jeff,
out.
I see you over there. Before we get into our box score, shout out to our team tonight.
Yes.
I'm going to introduce the whole team, and then we're going to kick it over to you, Jeff. We got Brendan over here in the sound
Yep.
booth. Shout out to you, brother. That's my booth mate as well for
sir.
Braylon Edwards with Shep Show. We have Jeff over here in the TD booth. I haven't done this one. The TD booth. What up, though? It's my boy Jeff.
Man.
So smooth over there, man.
Hey, listen, man. We just talked about beating the Indiana Pacers. 13th game we lost on that losing streak. 13th game we won on this winning streak. How about the next game, the Celtics?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's a team we have quite a bit of history
You
with.
brought
too.
it. You brought it up. Other teams were saying, Pistons were one that we could relax on this one. We could put the bench guys in.
Mm-hmm.
Who said that?
Jaylen Brown.
And who do we play next? The Celtics.
And it was a time
For
where
a chance to win not only another NBA Cup game, but to also
knockout
stamp a
round.
franchise record. A 14th win.
Bruh, look, this Detroit Pistons team is proving, I think, that they're going to be a tough out every single night. That's what I think the NBA now realizes. And now the Pistons have to prove to themselves that they can consistently go out there and step up.
Yep.
Now that they are the team that's going to be circled on everybody's calendar. You're no longer the team that Jaylen Brown's going to step out and talk greasy about. He can't go out there and talk about, well, we're going to let Pritchard do this and do that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try that. Let's try that, because we'll let Dennis Jenkins go off on you.
All right, yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, look, what are we doing here?
And-
What are we doing
and
here?
have,
seriously.
have.
And our guy is better than your guy that's there right now. And then Jason Tatum gets back. Love Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
I really hope he gets back to form. But I'm sorry. This Detroit Pistons team looks like something a little bit different this year, especially if they keep up that kind of nastiness. But it's our guy Platte over here, Chris Platte of the Heavyweights.
Shout out.
5 to 7 Monday through Friday. Chop in with them every Monday through Friday, man. It's an extravaganza. That's all I can tell you. But I like to call him Ball Nora Platte as well. And just if you could give me your quick takeaways, man, just on this game before we get into the box score.
Quick takeaways was that
I want your 3 good positives.
okay,
And then 3, I wouldn't call them negatives, but
Need to improve.
yeah.
areas of improvement. Good job.
An area that I wouldn't call it need for improvement, just wasn't there this game, was the points off turnovers. They weren't able to generate that to the level that you wanted, the level that you expect from this Piston team time and time again. And I think, truthfully, that would extend to Stocks as well. And they just weren't getting those. They just weren't getting those big defensive plays that were leading to easy offense. So if I'm starting with the negative here, it's that. It's also the inconsistency from 3. Again, shout out to Brendan who brought it up. They were 7 of 14 to start the game, and then they finished 9 of 25 from 3. So that means they were 2 for 11.
Yeah.
Their last 11 3-point
Tough.
attempts. And so this is a team that, we know this isn't the greatest 3-point shooting team, but they have to kind of find a middle ground, have to get clean looks. It was impressive that they fought out and through that. But yeah, they didn't obviously play their best. And then the third thing, and the biggest thing, because this has been the big concern for me, is the continued giving up points off of smoking these layups and dunks.
Yep.
Like, I'm telling you, it is a minimum of 4 to 8 points a game for this team. Tonight, it was let's count it out. Ivy had 2. Asar had 2. That's 8 points right there. Cade
Yeah.
had 1. Like, there was a lot of plays where the Pistons just could have gotten an easy 2. That Tobias one where he didn't get a shot up, but he just lost the ball, right? Late in the game. Like, that is something that this team has to clean up. I don't know if it's that they expend so much energy and effort or what, but they need to fix that. Yeah. And then the 3 positives. First of all, Cade Cunningham, man, the way he leads this team down the fourth quarter stretch is unbelievable. Even if he's not making every shot, he is completely changing the game and making all 9 other players on that court adjust to him. And that is what you like to see a superstar do. So I thought that was great.
Like
that. The other thing I will highlight is Karis LeVert. I think it's got to be fair. Yep. Karis LeVert gave us a phenomenal game off of the bench. This is what I like to see more of from Karis LeVert. Still some things to nitpick. Still some, he's just one of those players, man. Maybe like Paul Reed, where it's just like no, yes, and you just gotta hope for more yeses than nos. But tonight he was great. Tonight he was spectacular. So I'll give him credit. And then the other standout to me would be just I'll go with JB Bickerstaff. I thought that he, for the most part, handled the rotation very well tonight. I thought he handled the rotation well for the most part, very, very much tonight. I thought he gave the right players the right minutes, and there weren't many questionable calls when it came to his coaching decisions. So I'll give it to JB.
You know what, man? And that's been your guy all season. He's been the one that you continue to let me see here. He's been the one that you've continued to push into the spotlight as effectively the main generator of things for the Pistons. Obviously, we know it's what the players do out here on the court, but something I've covered, something you've talked about as well. These Pistons team looks different. They look like they know where to be on the court. They look like they know how and when to make certain assertions on defense so that they're not always sitting out of place. That was something that was tough to watch. Is that there was a time when people really thought that Jaden Ivey and Jalen Duren couldn't play defense. And now you're looking at these guys taking the types of steps that they have. Obviously, we've gotten to see a little bit more of it from a Jalen Duren being out there on the court and taking an all-star type leap. But you're seeing this whole entire team be in the right places, even though they're pretty much a young team. Even their vets, except for Uncle Tobias, are relatively of the younger variety. Duncan Robinson and Karis LeVert. And so I'm looking at this squad, and you're right. There has to be some type of rudder that steers this ship the right way in a strong way. Because how do they know what to do? That's why we thought Uncle Tobias was so impactful and so powerful to this team, because he's been there, done that. Yeah. How crazy did we go in the playoffs when he showed up with playoff suits for the team? We were, oh, my God! Why? Because we understand that this team is now, they don't have that knowledge. But now they're starting to get this understanding and this knowledge. They have a coach who's been there and done that. You know what I mean? And they have Tobias Harris, who as a player, he's kind of been there and done that. They lost some championship playing pedigree in Tim Hardaway going out the door. But when you talk about highlighting a JB Bickerstaff, yes, he's been honestly the culture setter for this entire team. And I don't think he's been the one that injected into them. I feel like he's been the one to reveal to them what they actually are. Like, he just put a mirror in front of them like, yo, y'all don't know that y'all are the hot chicks? That's a problem. Like, y'all understand what you are? Because he said that from the beginning. Yeah. And then he told them at the beginning of this season, this is a special group. You guys are a special bunch. And I do. I take a lot of stock. I put a lot of stock into that. JB Bickerstaff said he wanted to coach so bad. He wasn't ready to be done, but he didn't think he would get another opportunity. He said him and his family were effectively booking a trip. And he got the call. And he looked at his wife, and she was like, go ahead. And it was the Pistons. Yeah. Like, you got to think about that. Coming off of horridity. If it's not a word, well, it belongs to the Pistons now. Because it was 17 and then 14 losses. Your number 3 and number 1 worst season. So I do, man. When you talk about 13 wins in a row, there's a lot of players we've highlighted. But I'm glad that we're going to take a little bit of time to actually talk about JB Bickerstaff, who, you've been saying it. I'm going to say I think he got robbed last year, but this year there is no mistaking it. If this pace continues, he is your coach of the year.
Yes.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely. I don't see an argument. I think he would get it even if this team cooled down, because I think the NBA has now realized, oh, yeah, this is a makeup call. Because The thing that bothers me about the Pistons start and it being labeled this out of nowhere thing, it's like, no, they've been doing this since February, January. This is the style of basketball and the level of success. Have players gotten better? Yes. Has a team gotten better? Yes. But their physical brand of basketball, their identity, we're not going to beat you with threes. We're going to beat you with points in the paint, physicality, defense. That has been their thing for the last several months that they have played NBA basketball. So to me, I can't give this the stamp that the media is, which is what a great story. Can they last?
Can they last?
To me,
after they made the playoffs last year as a 6 seed and pushed the Knicks to 7, and they got lucky because the referees literally were like, "Where we smoked that call at the end of the game." Like, what are we talking?
And they were wounded, they were battered, they were bruised. They were a team that you give me Ivy or Stu, the Pistons are winning that series. And I don't think that's a Detroit take. I think that's a pretty common take around the NBA.
For sure.
But I'm looking at this team now as a team that has now not a 15-game sample size, not a 13-game sample size. This is a 50-plus game sample size because you go back to what they did last year, and Cade's numbers are almost identical. The stretch that he's having now versus the stretch he was having last year. The three-point shooting is worse, but overall I think the turnovers are down, but the three-point shooting is worse. So there's some things that will level out there. But this is a real team. This is a team that is really a problem. And, I can't wait to see this. I can't wait to see this Boston Celtics game. I can't wait to see what they do.
Because I know a lot of people probably believe that right now. There's people who make the assertion that the Pistons are merchants of a weak schedule or merchants of an East that is just kind of going through flux right now, or they're playing teams like Memphis who, they're going through whatever they're going through with their star player, and so that the Pistons just catch them teams at the right time. Listen, I'm never going to penalize the squad for playing hard every night.
Are you not supposed to win games?
You guys are so quick to try and prop up, like national media, prop up the guys who aren't playing hard. Oh, well, we'll see. Well, they'll get you. Okay, prop that up. I'm never going to be that guy. This is not who we are. It's not how we're cut. We understand that we want our – even though it's unrealistic, we want them to have like 150% motor at all times.
Absolutely.
And that's why I'm glad that they got a guy like I said, just go back to J.B. Bickerstaff, who is effectively pushing them. You look at the energy he's bringing on the sidelines, man. How can the players not? But I want to get into this box score.
Okay.
It's our ritual. We got to get into the box score, man. And obviously we start right away with 1K Cunningham. Let me see, just to make sure, he was not the the game high in minutes. That was actually Andrew Nembhard. Played 37 minutes. Primarily his assignment was to guard Cade Cunningham, who played 36 minutes. He got 24 points, 8 of 18 from the floor, so the efficiency was there. Didn't hit his threes. He only took 2, so his true shooting won't really suffer that much. 8 of 10 from the free throw line, 11 rebounds, 6 assists. I did have 3 turnovers tonight, but when you're talking about the 6 assists, you would probably like to see it up a little bit higher with the 3 turnovers, but I thought he did well handling the types of pressure Indiana was trying to throw his way, and we saw him hitting the buckets down the stretch that really helped put the Pistons over the top. But anything that you want to say about Cade before we kind of go through the rest of the box score? Because really it was Cade and Karis LeVert. And maybe you could throw Jalen Duren and Rashard Thompson in there from a scoring standpoint. But really it's Cade Cunningham.
Look, kind of what I said earlier, just Cade was excellent at closing this game. And even though he is not making every single shot down the stretch, I think the real power is making all 9 other players on that basketball court adjust to you. Yeah. And that is a quote that I have always loved since I heard Isaiah Thomas say it. When you have the ball, you control what 9 other people do. And I think Cade Cunningham has figured that out. And I think this was a game where he showcased it and put his team in great positions to succeed on offense. So other than that, it was – look, it's Cade doing Cade things, man.
Yeah.
Like, this is
I like
business
the level
as usual.
Rebounds too. I think it shows kind of the grittier side of things because, honestly, this was a night in which you look at some of the team stats that the Pistons usually dominate in, and the rebounds is one that they absolutely came away with it. 45 rebounds tonight to the Pacers, 30. And they limited the Pacers to just 5 offensive rebounds tonight. What were you going to say, brother?
Oh, I was just going to say quickly on Cade, how about that last shot? I feel like we should talk about that real quick. That last shot, Him not shying away from contact, him not counting on I'm going to get the call. He just went straight up against Matherin. He found the matchup he wanted, went straight up against Matherin, and barked at him after.
Let him know.
That was what you love to see from your superstar. Not counting on the whistle, but just playing for the best shot.
It's awesome.
And not being scared of the results.
And it's awesome to know that, the league leader in fourth quarter scoring, that's Cade Cunningham, is somebody that we can depend on like clockwork. Mm-hmm. We knew that that's the Cade that we were going to get. That was the one thing we were talking about from the beginning. The only thing we were wondering is, all right, are we going to get a Cade who presses the gas pedal a little bit more scoring-wise in the first quarter, or is he going to continue to do what he does, probe, which he did, probe a little bit in the first quarter, and kind of looked assertive towards the end of the second quarter just a little bit. Mm-hmm. About midway through the third quarter when the Pistons kind of had this little bit of a push, we saw Cade be assertive again. And then when we noticed things were a little bit haywire, what we were saying, they're going to have to get Cade back in there. And when Cade got back into the game, what did we see? The game shift again. Yep. So not to be unfair to Cade Cunningham, because Ron Holland's one of those game shifters too with his energy. But I do think sometimes we don't talk enough about how Cade Cunningham, when we called it, they're going to end Cade's rest early. Mm-hmm. Cade can't get that rest, and he comes back into the game, and then guess what? All of our worries go away. I think about that. We're like, our Cade's back now. And lately, that's just resulted in nothing, literally, but wins. Yeah. Literally. And so that's a nice assurance. You're talking about spending a little bit more time talking about him. That's probably one of my biggest takeaways of tonight, is that Cade did Cade things. That needs that to me, when that becomes something that you hear nightly, that's when I think the Pistons go even more scary. Why? Because during this 12 to 13 game winning streak, the games Cade's played in, what has he done? Cade things. So shout out to Cade. Absolutely. Now, one thing that was tough, his 25 and 10 points streak did come to an end tonight, as it relates to 25 points and 10 assists. Mm-hmm. But you don't really scoff at that, man. 24 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists.
You are on a franchise winning streak.
And a franchise winning streak. Your team won.
Just get the wins. That's all I care about. That's all we said all day, right, with the Lions. Let's keep it consistent here, right? Yep. Can't just bend the fit narratives. And
I'm going to zoom through the box score. If there's something of note that you guys want to talk about, then definitely talk about it. Mm-hmm. Karis LeVert, obviously 23 minutes of play, 19 points, 5 of 9, shooting 3 of 6 from behind the arc, 6 of 9, 3 from the free throw line, 3 rebounds. And, Karis, just briefly, is somebody who I don't believe that this is the type of performance you're going to see every night. But in terms of the efficiency, in terms of the effectiveness, this is who he has to be. Get up a couple open threes and make sure that when you take your ISO moves, what did we notice tonight? We noticed that when he realized, my matchup right now is one in which I can take, it was almost as if he got the green light. Like Coach said, hey, if Huff is on you, take him. Mm-hmm. And that's what we saw him really being able to have a lot of success in the paint tonight, getting to the rim or blowing right past.
Only one turnover, too. Love that. Love to see that.
In one turnover?
Yeah, one turnover.
With a high usage, you definitely love to see that as well. But
absolutely, you live with that.
Anything else on Karis LeVert before we breeze through the rest of these names?
No, you nailed it. Like I said, great performance from him tonight. Absolutely needed. You don't get this win without him. So as critical as I've been of him, you have to give him his flowers because he performed great. And this is what I want to see from him. And this is what I think he is capable of more consistently than not. If he can figure out the rhythm. I think when I watch him, I think it is just a discomfort and rhythm thing. And I think he has moments where he's comfortable. He has moments where he's uncomfortable. So we'll see if that progresses throughout the season. We're at a pretty big sample size now, but we'll see if that progresses. Because if that changes, then he is a great fit. He does bring good things to his team.
I do want to ask you this, though. Do they need this Karis LeVert for the season to go towards the expectations that we believe it can?
No, you just want it.
The gravy.
No, this is the gravy. Yeah, you just want this. But you don't need it. No, you have guys like Dance Jenkins who've stepped up. You have so many Piston players that have played well this season so far that have given you games. And Cade's going to bring it every night. Duran's going to bring it every night. And then you're going to see. And now with the return of Ivy, it's even less important that Karis LeVert carry the offensive burden that he has. And so
good point.
It becomes it becomes gravy, man. It becomes gravy.
I feel you. Now when
Shout out Thanksgiving coming up in a couple days. Can't wait.
Yeah, let me go back to this. I'm going to go through the bench. Javonte Green and Ron Holland each played 11 minutes. Javonte Green's the only one of the two to score 2 points. But Ron Holland, and now I'm going to throw it over to Jeff to give us our Ron Holland comments tonight because he was a guy who continued to call for it, and every time he went in there, we saw Ron Holland do Ron Holland things. And that's something we want to hear about him. The hustle, the energy, changing kind of the complexity of the game. Talk to me about Ron Holland tonight, who scored 0 points. He put up no field goals, but you notice Ron Holland.
The stat line isn't going to tell you the impact that Ron Holland made on this game. When I was calling for Ron Holland, it's because defensively this team looked flat. The energy was flat. You needed someone to step up and kind of bring a spark. What did he do when he came in the game besides make every single play that you would want in terms of energy, in terms of grit? He made every single play that tie up with T.J. McConnell. You got that block over there in the corner.
Hey, talk about it.
You know, affecting when I think it was Duncan Robinson who got the steal on a play where it was going to be a pass to Pascal Siakam, but he was literally being smothered by Ron Holland so much that it affected the way that they had to change who they threw it to mid-play, and it ended up being a steal. Ron Holland isn't always going to give you the box score stats, but when you need someone to go in there and change energy, that's what Ron Holland brung, and that's effectively why we won this game. Because before that,
we looked sluggish.
It was looking real dark because Indiana went on a run and they were going on a run, and it seemed like we could not stop them.
Yeah, we were
until Ron Holland came in the game and he said, "You know what? Hey, I ain't like that. Y'all finna have to work for this." For real, for real.
I like that. You know what, man? We talk about some of those unsung heroes, those dogs. Brendan, I gotta get your take on Ron Holland too, man, because you and Jeff was our dog pounds, man. What's up?
I mean, I agree with everything Jeff said. I mean, he can totally change the momentum into a game. I mean, when you put him in, he shifts the energy of the whole team, and I agree with everything Jeff said. He was great whenever he came in today. He shifted it. We looked very sluggish at moments. He came in. I mean, if you just look at the box score, you're going to think he did nothing. But if you actually watch the game, then you'll know he had a lot to do with this win and helping this team out, getting back moving and grinding in this game.
And other than Isaiah Stewart, Ron Holland might just be like that second dog on the team because he is willing to do whatever and if it come to a fight or a scrap on the court, we know Ron Holland is there. We know he's ready for that. Who else is ready? The only person you can really put him over in that category is Beef Stew. Other than that, I'm Ron Holland. He was if he had to. I'm just saying, T.J. McConnell, you would have got him. You would have got him that day. You tried to grab him up like that.
I agree.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's why I'm glad. I wanted to just make sure we took the time to talk about these guys because I believe when you're talking about do we go deep into the rotation, well, tonight Paul Reed and Chaz Lanier did not get minutes. They still played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They played 11 players tonight.
It's winning basketball.
Pretty deep lineup, huh?
It's winning basketball.
Yeah, and it's because you're getting certain energy. And what if we notice in the years past? Even last year, there was times where the energy lulled. And this year we're seeing, there could be times when energy lulls, but they have so many different energy type guys that could come in and try and break that up. Last time it was Javonte Green. Tonight it was Ron Holland. And that's what I love is that all up and down his roster, at the very least, I know this. No matter who they put in, is going to give us an opportunity
Somebody
to
gonna bring
change
it.
the complexity of the game because this is the people that they've signed. When they talk about there's Brad Holmes guys for the Lions, there's Dan Campbell guys for the Lions. I believe that Trajan Langdon and JB Bickerstaff have their guys. That's why you saw Dennis Jenkins come to the table and say, I think they call us like Nasty Boys or something like that. And because what I've been yelling for, I didn't even know we could have as many of these types of Nasty Boys as we do. We used to be like, can we get a Thomas Bryant?
Yeah.
Can I just get a one? Yeah. Just one. That's just what's coming here and just
Bobby Portis.
In addition to Isaiah, because we knew we had Isaiah Stewart, but it was like he was the only one. And when you only have one, then they just label him a problem child. But when you have a team full of them, then they say, I don't know if I want to mess with them.
And you know what? Ron had those moments, but he's a rook. You know what I mean? So
he's gonna have in his second year in the league. And sometimes you take that step where you need things to slow down for you.
I agree.
Yeah, lava dessert in the chest, right? He's only a second-year guy, so he still has a lot of growth to do as a player, especially finding what role in the NBA that he's gonna kind of fit in, because you got to think about this for a minute. Before being on the Pistons, Ron Holland was always the guy. He was always the number one option on the team. Mm-hmm. So now he's still navigating what it looks like to not be the number one guy on your team, and he's navigating it well to this point, especially for a young player. He's doing the things that are necessary to help this team win basketball, and that's all you can ask for, because as he grows and develops, yes, he's gonna become a better scorer. He's gonna become a better shooter. We've seen him take those small steps already, but one thing that he's never lacked is he's never lacked confidence for the most part. And he's always had that dog, and he's always ready to go in there and just get gritty, just get tough,
Right.
just get ready to. Hey, it's like he's like a mini Stu out there almost.
So if we had a player, I was gonna say if we have the player of the game in Cade Cunningham, would Ron Holland, would he get your dog in a game?
Yeah, he's the dog.
We're
of the
gonna
game.
have to start tracking that. Our dog of the game and our player of the
he's
game.
easily the dog of the game. He's the dog
has
of the
to be.
game. Matter of
I like
fact,
Is that
he
a
should
sweep? Ron Holland's our dog of the game.
he should get the belt today. Zero
You know
points,
what?
0 assists, 0 rebounds. I swear he should get the belt
Bro,
today.
Had 3 fouls.
Make the
I'm just
graphic.
saying.
Make the graphic the best 0-0-0 game ever, dog.
Yeah.
Hey, because I know like sometimes we see the Bobby Portis one and we make fun of it. Like, yo, how did you play that many minutes and you got like 0 points, 0 assists, 0 rebounds and such?
Man,
But shout out to Ron Holland who
he changed this game.
he had 3 rebounds and 3 assists in this game tonight, and 3 steals and 1 block.
And
He
you
just didn't give a crap about going out there and looking
you
for
said
his
it
own.
there. You said it there. 3 steals, 3 steals, 1 block, and that right there
assists and
changed the
three-
whole
3
trajectory of
boards.
this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That alone
That's
changed
tough.
the whole trajectory. And then when you seen him make those plays, then you see Cade make a play. Then you see Jay Ivey start to really make those plays. He made that
Yep.
step back 3, made that good layup. That's all
Yeah.
contributed to the energy that Ron Holland brought into that game.
I love it, man. And just the rest, Isaiah Stewart, 9 points, 4 of 6 from the floor, 5 rebounds for him tonight. And he played tough in there tonight. He's only credited with 1 block and 1 steal, but again, with Beef Stew, I want to continue to see him go out there and get 2 stocks minimum each and every game, especially knowing that he's only playing about 20 minutes a game. That's really good pacing for 20 minutes per game. Jaden Ivey, man.
I got
Well,
some
Dennis
more
Jenkins, 8 minutes, 5 points, 1 of 2 from the floor, and that was a 3-pointer that he hit. 3 assists, 2 rebounds, 1 block, and it was a nasty block.
It was.
I think Dennis Jenkins is doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing.
Yep, giving you quality minutes. That's really what it is, and doing the intangibles, whether it's defense, whether it's offense, whether it's scoring, whether it's assists. That's why he's going to continue to get minutes, is because now he's not going to do his 20 and 8 average or whatever.
It's hard to do
on.
with so little
But-
minutes now, but
but
he's doing exactly what he needs
exactly,
to do.
he is going to provide winning basketball, and I think that's JB's philosophy. Is just look, if we just stack up a bunch of players that are positively impacting the game, and we play nothing but those players, we are going to win a shit ton of games. And I think that is the approach that has been tried and true so far for this Pistons team, and why they're on this 13-game win streak. So shout out to him.
You know, and before we get to Jaden Ivey, I'll read off the rest of these stats. Tobias Harris, 12 points, 4 of 8. Shooting, Duncan Robinson, 9 points, 2 of 10 from the field. I told you guys,
Really bad game
he's going
from
to be
him.
your 4 of 5, 4 of 7 guy, and then there's going to be nights when it's
But
like 2 of
this is
7.
his first bad game in a minute.
Yeah.
In a minute.
He's
But that's
been
what I'm
solid,
saying.
yeah.
This is what he'll be, and it's fine. Why?
Yeah.
Because he's going to take 10 or less shots every night. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
We still saw him know there were sometimes when we're like, dang, Duncan ain't this. Oh, Duncan got a steal. Okay, cool. Duncan got a tip. It's
He
like,
got
all
a
right.
steal today. Little
He's staying
courtesy
engaged.
of Ron Holland, though.
If you're not, because how many of us would have said, well, if Duncan Robinson isn't shooting threes, he's going to get run off the court or he's
Yeah.
going to be good for nothing. He has shown that he's actually going to still continue to give you some type of effort.
Yeah.
Is his effort going to give you the same output defensively as Asar Thompson and Ron Holland? No. But is it a lot better than what I thought we were going to get? Honestly,
Yeah.
and I feel bad for saying this. Yes, it is. He has proven to be a little bit to a lot better defensively, especially in the shifts in the passing lane than I gave him credit for. And he's already put up the most amount of steals he's had now in like a 10-game stretch in any time in his career. Duncan Robinson. So JB Bickerstaff, he's understanding how to kind of press the right buttons. We talked about Duran Cade, Asar, 13 points, 6 and 9. From the floor tonight, 4 assists, 3 rebounds. He really was the offense for this team in the first quarter, so to speak, to a degree. Was leading the team in scoring through the first quarter and most of that first half. Tailed off a little bit in the second half, but I thought he still was menacing on defense. He played 31 minutes tonight for the Pistons, which was third most on the night. Anything pressing about Asar Thompson? Anything you would like to see more or less, or was it just he was Asar Thompson?
Go ahead and say it, Chris. I know you want to say it. Go ahead and just say it. Look direct
I
message.
want to hear it.
It's those finishes.
Thank you. You know what?
Hold on.
You got to
smoke to me.
I mean, look, it's to the point where it is concerning. We are 15 games in this season, and he has been healthy for most of them. We're 17 games in this season, I think, actually. And he's been healthy for most of them. And yet this Piston team is still finding that they are running into the same problems, smoked layups, and Asar is the biggest culprit of it.
I give Ivy a pass. Well, no,
yes,
Ivy.
I do give him. Because he also historically hasn't been a great finisher, despite what his athleticism would suggest he would be. And so, look, I do think some of this is youth, but man, some people just Kool-Aid, man. How many times you play pickup ball, and some people just have those hiccups about them, and I start to wonder if that is going to just be a constant Asar thing, because I didn't feel like it was at first. I didn't feel like it was the first couple seasons.
Oh man, don't
to be
Stanley
honest
Johnson, my young bull.
So I'm hoping that this is just a bad stretch. But we now have a good, healthy stretch of games to say that this is a problem. And so Asar, I don't know what it is. I don't know if you're just too athletic for your own damn good or what, but you got to finish out, or you got to figure out how to finish these plays.
You know who was it? Cade Cunningham went through some of this too, and I think that as he's adjusting, as Asar is adjusting to the fact that they're going to play you like you're a freak of nature in this league. You're a 6 whatever. They say 8. You play like you're 7 feet, and when you jump, you're like 7'5". All players like that build go through this. And that's why I think he's going to have to learn to adjust to playing through all the contact that they're just going to let go, because you're a baby Brahma bull. And that's just how that goes. And they're going to complain about it, and they're going to this, and they're going to that. Ultimately, it's going to balance out because they also let, Asar Thompson, they give him the benefit of the doubt as it relates to the physicality that he plays with. And so I agree with you. The smoke layups have been too much for the team in general. But when it's a guy like Asar Thompson who's going to be playing 30-plus minutes every single night,
and that is how you get your offense.
that's how he gets his offense. Yes, you're 100% right. You look at the scoring tonight for Asar Thompson, he could have easily been a player.
He could have cracked 20.
He's sitting at about 17, 18 points tonight. And if you don't have the fear of smoking layups, how are you attacking the rim? Because he only got 1 free throw attempt tonight.
Yeah.
So it's look, we talking about a squad. I know we're gonna celebrate these wins.
Yeah.
Because it was a long time coming for this.
But
this is a team that has expectations now. It's like dang it.
Yeah.
Sorry they didn't allow us to just enjoy 2 or 3 seasons of getting it together, and now they're already having national media say, are they finals contenders?
Yeah.
And it's okay for us to still say they need to improve on these things, or these players need to improve on these things, because that's how you become not only just a name out there as a team that could potentially be there, but a team that is there, a team that is taking on, the rival of like a Oklahoma City Thunder, where we do have championship aspirations every single year. It's expected from us.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's why the chat is also here, right? They want to hear Pistons coverage.
Exactly.
But they want to hear Pistons coverage that's fair.
Yeah.
Pistons coverage that's honest, that's truthful.
And that won't let them down later.
Yeah.
Like, they need to know, like, these are things today that they need to figure out. Because our Lions fans, they're experienced now, right? They now say, wake me when we get to the playoffs. Oh, are we healthy enough? How is our offensive line? It's like we can talk a little bit more sophisticated. We can eat the caviar table now for the Lions. With the Pistons, I do believe our job, especially, people who've been clued in, have been, for whatever reason, sickos. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was a lot of cold nights. I was just like, man, I'm still going to this game. They're like, bro, there's literally like 7,000 people in the gym right now. Like if the Memphis Grizzlies leave, we're gonna have less than 7,000 people in here.
Tickets was
Like John
$1.
Miranda's not even playing. I'm talking about the New Orleans Pelicans come to town, and Zion's not playing. And it's just like, but people stuck through this thing, and they saw the trends, they saw the pedigree and the character of some of these young players, and were able to come here and were able to speak to some people who might not have had the opportunity or could not afford to. And quite frankly, the Pistons didn't earn for fans to be tapped in to the levels of sickness that we have been. So now we do get the opportunity, though, that we're on the other side of this, to go and say, well, these are some of the trends that we saw before. These are some of the things that we knew about this player before. These are some of the things that we know this player is going to have to get right because we've been tapped in and tuned in to not just the Pistons, but previous teams as well as the current teams that are winning. That's why we're able to compare this team and this makeup to other type and similar squads, and now the rest of the NBA is catching up to it too. They're saying, is this OKC East? When you're getting those types of comparisons, and I'm sorry, you have to be scrutinized at a level higher. This year, people are expecting you to host a playoff game.
Absolutely.
I mean, host a playoff series. A playoff series.
Win
in
a
the
series.
first. Win. Definitely win. But to be a top 4 team, win a playoff series. A lot of people are saying that I want to see you win 2 because you were supposed to win 1 last year.
Yeah.
That's where they're saying that.
Matter of fact, they're actually saying you should probably be representing the Eastern Conference Finals because
That's what I'm saying. National media now is starting to come out and say, dog, we're looking at this squad, and if it is dogs on dogs on dogs, and you got stars now, because they're looking at Cade and Jalen Duren, this is a thing where we should come here and we can look, because you know what J.B. Bickerstaff is going to do? He's going to go through the film. He's going to say, hey, good job tonight, but these are things we need to do to make sure we play better tomorrow. Because what matters right now, this victory or the next game? The next game. They got 13 in the bag already. Now they want to go and get 14. I really, 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 I hope that all they watch from here until tip-off is that whatever was the 28th game in a row, the loss.
Yeah.
Like, just straight up seriously.
Don't even watch the game. Just camera shots of you on the bench.
Bruh, just Cade's face, dog. Just play it on loop when he walked to the press conference room. They're like, man, I try to be so professional in these things. I try and bring as much as I can. Shout out to the Pistons PR and everything for what they do for us. But when he stepped to the label and said, we're just bad, you could feel everyone in that room was just like, dang. It was tough. But that was the leader. He said, I don't think we 28 games in a row bad, but this is what we are. We have to wear this. This is our name now. And so I hope that all of that they went through, I'm hoping that this is stuff that they bottle up and they say, no, this is not us. We got a chance right now to re-etch our history. Just a few years after that, I'm hoping they go in and it's just one of those, like, for me,
BTA.
You remember when the Pistons won in 05, dog, and that 5th game was just like, oh, this is a southern. There's no nerves. They're just absolutely backhand, front hand. They're doing kicks.
Front hand.
They're doing,
was a
they're
great
doing a Rick
year,
James
brother.
kick, bro.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Chappelle Show. Like, it was that easy for them. I'm really hoping it's that type of game, and that they have and that they're fueled by just how low they've been and how good they should have been faster than where they are right now. I think they should have been to this point maybe a year ago.
Yeah, I think this team is special, man. I really think that people have to start expecting that, and with that, accepting the expectations that come with it. Speaking of expectations and perhaps being exceptional, I believe there's one person on this box score you want to get to before we get on out of here.
You know what? It is Jaden Ivey, 12 points, 5 of 10 from behind the arc, 2 of 3 3-point shooting tonight, which is real interesting to me. 3 rebounds, 1 assist, a +7 on the night. And Jaden Ivey, another night of limited minutes. This first game, 15 minutes, 10 points tonight. 12 minutes, 12 points in each game, at least 50% shooting or better. And in this game, 2 or 3 from behind the arc. That is Jaden Ivey. And I thought that his last couple threes in the last game, he looked a little bit more in rhythm. I know he missed the first couple threes in his first return, but he made one, and he had another one, I think, rimmed out. Jaden Ivey is I think that Jaden Ivey, for a person coming back from injury, hasn't played since January 1st, and now has played a couple games. He's looking pretty good, man. He's up over 10 points per game.
It looks exciting.
Shot
it
is
really
real.
does.
The shot is
to me,
real.
Platty.
I'm telling you, man.
My man didn't
I'm
even
telling
crack
you,
no smile.
There's nothing. There's nothing about that looks like it is. Unrepeatable. There's nothing about it that looks like it's inconsistent. It's a consistent form, it's a level of confidence and a rhythm that he is shooting with that I think is going to translate. And yes, every shooter has their ups and downs. We saw it tonight with Duncan Robinson. Now, I'm not calling him Duncan Robinson by any means, but just saying that this is a real shooter. And Cade said that in his interview with Kevin Durant when he sat down with Nike. He's like, now that I got Jaden Ivey shooting the skin off the ball, was what he said. Shooting the skin off the ball. I think that, look, that is going to open him up a lot in terms of his opportunities to play with Cade. And I think the next thing I want to see from Ivey is the finishing at the rim improve. And yes, some of it or a lot of it right now is the legs. I think you saw that with the dunk. I think you saw that with some of his takes. But he hasn't been the greatest finisher. So you do need to see general improvement. And then the other thing he needs to improve on offensively is his playmaking. I want to see him grow to be a great secondary ball handler next to Cade. And what that means isn't what you typically think of, where it's like a Luka Kyrie thing. My turn, your turn, my turn, your turn. No, it's okay. Cade gets blitzed. You get the ball. You have an option to either shoot, pump fake and drive, or make a pass. And you make that right decision more often than not. I think Ivey has to take advantage of the opportunities that Cade will give him off of Cade being Cade. And if he can do that consistently, then he will be a great player for his Piston team. I think he will be an all-star, and I think he will have all-NBA mentions.
Yep.
And I think when I say the all-NBA mentions, I don't want to go too far and say he's a top 5 guard in the league or anything like that. But what I'm saying is that you see that the team that's number 1 in the East or number 1 in the West will always kind of get like an honorable mention for a third guard or a third player. You probably won't get that third player, but the NBA writers will talk about it.
The recognition, yes. like how they do talk about Jamal Murray, how they did talk about MPJ. They will get their recognition. People will look and they will tip the cap and they will know.
Yes,
Same way
absolutely.
they did with Tayshaun Prince.
Drew Holiday for Boston. That's a perfect example of a legit number 3 getting a lot of all-NBA noise. Because why? Because he is on a damn good team and he is a damn good player.
Hey, you preaching, Platte. I told y'all, man. Ball nowhere, Platte.
I think Ivey is that, man. I think if he could just unlock that part of his game, man, this is going to be special. And then, of course, the defense, too, obviously. The defense I want to see get better as well because he has the physical tools there. And I think what will help him is, look, he does have Dennis Jenkins. He does have Cade. He does have Karis LeVert. He does have Duncan Robinson. Yeah. All these extra scores on offense, Tobias Harris, that, okay, we don't necessarily need you to average 25 a game, big dog. Like, just come in there, play great two-way minutes, especially now. Especially right now, well, you're not getting a full 28, 30 minutes. Bro, you better be playing your ass off on both ends of the floor. For what do you get tonight, 12 minutes? 12 minutes.
12 minutes.
Yeah, you need to be locked in on both sides of the floor.
He did a lot in
he
those
was.
12 minutes,
so,
bro.
Yeah, man, I think there's a lot to like about Ivey and his fit, and he doesn't have to be a superstar. He just has to be a superstar in his role.
I like that. You're preaching on that one, man. I'm still eyeing you down. That was hot, Platte.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate
you, man.
I mean, he's cooking over there because I like what I'm seeing out of Jaden Ivey. I like the way that J.B. Bickerstaff is kind of working him into it, and I like the way that Jaden Ivey's handling himself in these situations. It's not going to be perfect. This is a guy who relied a lot on, we're now realizing a lot on speed, burst, physicality, once in the air and things of that nature. So I'm looking forward to who he's going to be once he gets through this, because I think at this stage in his career, the lifting of the weights, the going back through, you got to think about it. He wasn't like going and working out to get better for the next season. Those are different workouts. He almost had to retrain as if dribble, like as if he's a player who's going to college to a whole new level of basketball. So now he's retuning, refining a lot of the skill sets you need when your athleticism isn't there, when your skill set isn't there. And what do we see him do? We saw him a couple times now hit the little Dwayne Wade floater. He wasn't off the backboard. He wasn't necessarily even looking for that shot last year. And so that's where I'm like, you know what? There's definite improvements that we hope and we believe we will see as time goes on for Jaden Ivey and a lot of these young guys. But I'm very bullish on them because of what we're seeing early on out of Jaden Ivey, man. And that same heart, that same tenacity that same fire that I think really excites people about Jaden Ivey, that's what I see there. If I didn't see that, if I didn't see like his heart beating through his jersey, I would probably be more concerned. But I believe that once we see his legs and things like that, we'll be straight. And just a couple questions from the chat real quick. Jamoke03 says, Kool-Aid, what do you think needs to be done about the 5-minute scoring droughts? That's about the only real issue I have with this team.
Great question.
I think that basketball, and you've heard this since, if you've watched basketball your whole life, you've heard this since you were young. It doesn't matter how old you are. Basketball is a game of runs.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Let's let the people know in our title, 13-game winning streak. Let's definitely do that. Let's definitely do that, man. Break the title franchise record. But I think it's a game of runs, and it's about how you respond to those runs. I'm going to pair this with another one because I saw Cortez. Jenkins is the best point guard on the team. Cade tried to play hero ball. Jenkins needs more than 7 minutes. I agree with some parts of Jenkins needing potentially more minutes, but Cade is Cade. If Jenkins is defended like Cade, then you're not going to be saying that Jenkins needs more minutes.
Yeah.
You got to understand something there. Cade being out there on the court trying to play hero ball means that there's 3 or 4 defenders on him. And why did we win tonight? Because other players were able to touch the rock in those times and get an opportunity to actually hit free throws because they're going to be playing against what? If Cade's getting double teamed and the ball is shifted, then they have the advantage.
Yeah.
So for me, yes, I do want to see Dennis Jenkins get some play. But these 5-minute scoring droughts, what did we see? We saw Cade Cunningham in the fourth quarter step out there and do what? Hey, paired with the energy of Ron Holland, he went up there and said, hey, this is my game.
Yeah.
This is my game. Nobody else. I'm hitting 2-3 shots in a row, and it's night-night. That's what it is. And that's what you need. We talked about this. Can this team deliver Cade Cunningham into those moments? So you're going to see the 5-minute scoring drought sometimes. I hated it tonight because it let the Indiana Pacers get back into this game and cut a 20-point lead several times. But that is basketball. That is basketball. Can your team survive it? Does your team have an identity? Can your team go out there in the fourth quarter and know who's going to make the plays, know where you're going to get the energy from? You know, and that's what we saw on display tonight. We talked about at the beginning of the game, the Pacers, they don't have that right now. The Pistons do. So, yeah, I think overall the 5-minute droughts aren't going to be something that trips this team up, man, not at all. But
it happens.
Did you see anything else interesting? Do you want to get to in the chat before we say our final words and say goodnight to the people? Hey, thank you guys as well for smashing that like button. If you haven't got an opportunity to yet, hit that like button. Like the Pistons just won 13 games in a row. They tied their franchise record and have an opportunity to break that record Wednesday against the Boston Celtics on ESPN on national TV, bro.
Shout out Arf in the chat. Said knowledgeable chat. Detroit sports fans rock. Absolutely, man. And you saw it. You saw him front and center in Indiana for this game, man. That's the beautiful thing about Detroit sports, man. Is it isn't Detroit. It isn't even just Michigan. Detroit is everywhere, man. How many people do we get tuning in from California, from North Carolina, from from everywhere across the country and across the world, man? We appreciate each and every one of you.
Shout out to even Pistons Tom who joined the show.
Yeah, shout out.
Korea Pistons fan, a friend of the show, friend of the whole state of Michigan and the city of Detroit.
Hey, man, look. The wins that he brought this city, we got to get him back for the playoffs.
The Red Wings have looked great since he sat ringside.
Since he came to Detroit.
I'm just saying, man. You got to do what works. I know I'm gonna be hitting that massage chair just. So you got to stick with what works, right? You got to stick with what works.
No, I guess I got to keep
super
visiting
chat
our friends up the street too.
Before we get out of here, Maddie Fresh 13 with the super chat, 13 in a row. Kool-Aid.
Let's go, my boy.
Going to
Maddie.
the game
What
Friday.
up,
About to be a packed house. Hopefully, we're going to that game for 15 in a row. Maddie Fresh, I'll do you one better. I got tickets to the game Saturday, December 6th against the Milwaukee Bucks. I think the Pistons winning streak will still be going then.
Let's rock.
I can't wait, man. I can't wait.
I'm gonna throw it over to our booth. I'm gonna go.
What's the energy gonna be like in that building, man?
It's gonna be crazy because, man, I remember the Palace days. And I'm telling you, I think that when this really gets going, I think it's going to be better than that because you remember how when the Lions got going, all over the city there was stuff going on, bro. Yeah. All over the city, and you were connected right to the noise. When the Tigers were getting going, there was stuff all over the city, and you could hear it. And so it's just like I don't know. You're talking about potential to have 2 playoff series going on in LCA this year. it's about to be crazy down on Woodward, man.
Yeah.
It's about to be crazy.
I gotta see a win. I went to all 3 of them losses. I gotta see a win.
I gotta see one.
I gotta see a win, man. You were right there with me, bro.
Look, bro, let's go to our booth real quick. We're going to go to Brendan, and we're going to go to Jeff for the final words. Thank you guys again for being troopers, for being here. Most of us do multiple jobs, and then most of us do, within that, multiple duties at this job. So shout out to you guys for being troopers, man.
Absolutely.
What up, though, Brendan?
I mean, it's an amazing thing to see. I mean, we just tied the win streak for the franchise, going for 14 on Wednesday. I'm going to be watching every second of that game. It is going to be awesome. I wish we could do a watch party, but, it's going to be an awesome game. I'm just so happy to see this team going, man, and the guys that we have and the mentality of this team. I mean, there was times tonight where it looked a little rough, but that's the thing that makes this team is, they don't just give up. They keep pushing. I know teams in the past, Pistons teams in the past, that would have lost this game a million times, even if they played great all 3 quarters, and then they had that 4th quarter spot where they looked a little rough. They would have lost. This team didn't. I mean, it's just a great change to see. I'm really, really happy to see what we're doing this year. Jeff?
Yeah, so you talked about, Jaden Ivey, being able to shoot the skin off the ball, in Cade's words. When you're injured as an athlete, especially as a hooper, if you've ever been injured, if anybody's ever been injured and you're a hooper, there's really, especially if it's a lower body injury, there's only one thing you can do when you're sitting there and you can't really move. You just shoot. When you're around at the practice, when you're out at the gym, you just shoot. So he's kind of perfected that form, and that's really what's kind of helped him shoot. But just something on Jaden Ivey real quick. Just so far between these 2 games that he's been back, per 36 minutes, he's averaging 24 points on 4.8 assists and 3 rebounds. So,
hey, pretty good.
That's a 25-point per game
I
score
hate
there.
per 36,
now listen,
brother.
but listen, I know it doesn't give full insight, but I do expect him to be somewhere a little bit above 20 when he's fully immersed. I know he's not going to get 36 minutes a game.
Yeah,
that's just a little bit too much. Cade Cunningham's the only one that's going to get that many minutes a game. Yeah. So he'll be somewhere around 28 to 30 though, and I think he can definitely be a 20-point per game scorer with what he's shown already. I mean, in these 2 games, he's had limited minutes, 10 points, 12 points. He's showcasing that he's been working on his game as well. Not only just being, that time where he's rehabbing, but he's also worked on his game. And he looked damn good before he went out with that injury.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
He was absolutely on fire. So, I mean, you talk about a team that's going to have 3 20-point per game scorers. If Jalen Duren could just get that slight uptick,
I think it will.
Points.
I think it will.
And I feel like it's gonna really help Cade because it gives someone else for the defense to really watch out for.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope you're right. I just feel like this team is full of people that are capable of doing 18 or 19. And I think what it is a lot of people are going to, because of the depth, because you're going to try to play 11, 12 guys a game, because of the fact that it is a Duncan Robinson night here, a Karis LeVert night there. I don't think you're going to quite get 3 20-point per game scores, although all 3 of those guys you mentioned are capable of getting 20 points per game, in Cade, Duren, and Ivy. I just don't see it coming together consistently enough. But that's okay to me. Like Jeff, when I say, like, to me, he's not going to get 25 points per game, that doesn't mean that he's not going to be a very good or even borderline all-star.
Yeah, what you're saying is
means, like,
it doesn't mean he's not capable of getting 25.
It just means that
minutes,
he's going to play.
Minutes just won't allow it.
Yeah, he's just going to play within this team, man, and that's what this team does. This team sacrifices for each other. Yeah. They live and die for each other, and you're going to see that throughout the season, and that's what you saw in the previous championships in Detroit here. Because in 89-90. I mean, look at Mark Aguirre. Look at, Adrian Dantley's gone. Why? Because he wasn't sacrificing. Mark Aguirre's here. Why? Because he is sacrificing. 2004, Rasheed, Rip, Chauncey, all of them sacrificed. Ben didn't sacrifice. He was never really a scorer. But everybody
they
sacrificed.
had their roles, too,
Yeah.
though. It's like it wasn't just the sacrifice. Obviously, they sacrificed for the greater good.
Right.
But you saw these guys come in, and they had set roles. They had things that they could depend on at different stages of the game. And I believe that what you see with this Pistons team right now is that their games are structured. They know we can depend on Cade probing in the first quarter. We know that we can depend on Cade to close out the game, just like the old Detroit Pistons could depend on Richard Hamilton and Chauncey Billups at the free throw line. They knew that they could depend on a post fadeaway from Rasheed Wallace at the end of games. They knew when Corliss Williamson came in, we knew what time it is. Think about when the 04 Pistons were going. When you saw Billups flatten everybody out and you saw Richard Hamilton do this on the side of the court, and then you see Ben and them, we already knew what time it is.
Yeah.
And we knew, all right, it's crunch time. Give us a rip curl. They had things they knew they could go to. With the Pacers tonight, they didn't know what to go to.
Yes.
Even with plays being called, who's taking a shot? Who has those steals? Who has those brass steel balls? You know, who has – with the Pistons, though, you saw Cade. I don't care who's trying to play here, but I don't care. I do not care. We got a guy who knows it's his time. We got a guy who leads the fourth quarter in NBA fourth quarter scoring. We have a guy who's leading in clutch time right now. We have a team that understands, okay, the pick and roll with Duren. They understand where to be. Like I say, people understand their roles, and they are playing it to the maximum, and they understand where to be on the court. So when it comes down to closing moments, they don't look lost anymore. Remember last year and even the year before, how many careless turnovers and mistakes during those times? That's not happening right now. Do they have some things we want them to clean up? Yes, but in large part, they've been able to, more times than not, win that turnover battle. And I know they didn't do that tonight, but more times than not, they've been able to win that turnover battle and give themselves a great chance to win every single game by, honestly, knowing where to be on the court and people playing to their roles. Like, to know in the fourth quarter, 4-minute mark is Cade time. It means we have to X, Y, and Z. To know, all right, this is the time now where Stu is going to get a couple post-ups and things.
Right.
That makes it, especially for a young team, that makes it so much easier for you to just go out there and execute. Because how can you be stars in your own lane if there's nothing to execute? It's not just go get a rebound. Everyone's trying to get a rebound. It's not just go get a block. Well, now all of a sudden we see Duren being in the right places on the floor. Now all of a sudden we're seeing Jaden Ivey even come back from injury, not just getting completely barbecue chickened on defense. Yeah. So it's like, those are things that I do believe matter. And when you have that confidence of knowing where to be and knowing that what you have will work, then people step a little bit differently. They know, like, Cade is walking out there like, yeah, fourth quarter with a lead. Now I have to bring the team back, and everyone's barking at me because my legs gave out, because my 14 points in the fourth quarter went to bring us back to lose by 2, rather than now all of a sudden my 10 points in the fourth quarter is to just keep our 5 to 10 point lead. That's completely different. It's completely different. I think now that this team has a lot more that they can hang their hat on, things that are just effectively, this is our norm now, you're going to see a team that walks into comfortability. When the game comes down to 4 or 5 minutes left in the game, are you guys concerned at all? Because I'm not concerned, not nearly as concerned as I was in last year's playoffs. Not yet. So if this is the trend of who they're going to be, because some of these games, they've had to make sure that they were right down the stretch. I like it, man.
Feel good about it, man. I feel good about Wednesday. I'm excited. Look, so the game will be Wednesday, 5 o'clock. As you know, that will be time of Woodward Heavyweight, so we won't have a live watch party, but that game will be ending shortly after Heavyweight, so Kool-Aid and I will be going live remotely to break down that game and what is hopefully a franchise-defining one, what is hopefully one that I will be drinking in celebration to. I can't wait, man. I can't wait. I might have to stock up on some Sun Cruisers or something to,
there you go. Good
to
choice.
be prepared for the moment.
Man, that's right.
I think I should do that.
Yeah.
I think I should.
I'm looking here at these numbers and everything. Shout out to you guys for being here. Shout out to the bros and the homies, man. We got Brendan in the sound booth. We got Jeff in the TD booth. Ball Nowhere Platte over here as the co-host of the night. And it's your boy Brandon and K Detroit Kool-Aid, your credential pitch reporter writer for the network. And this year we're hoping to take this type of coverage to the moon. You guys are helping a lot. Thank you for continuing to keep our like streak going. Let's continue to try and do this, man. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. So that's it, man. What you guys to do.
That's it.
Hey,
peace out, everybody.
Peace out, y'all. Till next time. Go Pistons. 13 in a row.
13.
Fired up.
Going for 14 Wednesday against Boston. Let's get it.
That's right.
Detroit has the best sports fans in the world. That's why they deserve the best sports coverage in the world. We are the Woodward Sports Network.